Hi, everybody. This is live on the internet.
No, please keep going.
I don't really know how. I don't really know how.
No,
Sales
that
were
was
good.
good.
Sales were pretty good today with the little package deal and eBay. I think I did like I think it's the same. I think I said 443 before. I think that's it. 443. Something like that. Oh, here, let's post the link. But I don't know. I feel it's weird. Like I don't feel like I should be. I feel like today should have been like a $600 or $700 day. You know,
Today was slow for me.
it was slow for you.
Yeah,
It's
but
weird. So
that's okay.
did you see how they changed the coupon from 15 to 20?
No, I didn't even look at the. I didn't even.
You don't care about the
I
coupon.
don't even care. I
I
was
do.
too
I think the
busy. I was
coupon's
like
cool.
in my own world today, so
It's all
whatever.
good. It's all good. No, I'm not saying the coupon like
No. I know.
no,
No, I'm just saying like I wasn't paying attention
it's a
to it.
fucking
So
20% off coupon. But what I don't think people understand is the value is that you eBay is one of the few places where you're finding products 50, 60, 70% off already.
hmm
So or more,
But
maybe even
hey, if eBay
90%.
wants to absorb some of that discount,
Dude,
great.
yeah, if this is the way that they put money back into the community, that's awesome. But I'm not exactly sure because I mean, it's for eBay, it's like a 10% discount or a 10% payback because they're still getting 10% in fees. It doesn't lower the sale price, so they're still getting the full
That's true.
final value fees, which is 10%. Kind of cool.
Hi guys.
It's going down.
I'm just gonna finish some drafts.
I'm gonna do the same. Yeah, I'm gonna pop these drafts on. I have some cool stuff, and Michael came in. Michael, and did some photography for me today. Just did some picture taking. He actually did a pretty good job. I was pretty impressed. I need to do a back. Well, we'll take a look. The zoom outs look okay. Like they don't have to be perfect, but mostly it's
Just a fair warning, I'm not looking at the chat at all tonight because I don't have room on my screen for everything.
That's fine. I'm paying attention to the chat.
If
So
you want to talk to Nicole, talk to Kayla because I never look at the chat.
I'm not ignoring you.
Along. We'll pass notes in class.
Yeah, we'll pass notes in class for you. Okay, so let's just get into listing some of this stuff. I'm just gonna do a full screen share, and if somebody wants me to change it, let me know. But let's go to eBay and let's talk a little bit about that didn't work. Is that working?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Cool. Well, I just learned something new. Okay, so I'm going to shrink this down, but it shouldn't look to do. Hey, Rob. We are doing good, man. I hope you're doing good.
We're hanging in there.
Well, that was okay. So if everybody didn't know, eBay's doing that 20% coupon again. It looks like people actually used it last time. They had a minimum $25 purchase, but a maximum $100 reward. So
it
you
was
could
actually this time it was only 15%, and it was a maximum $50 reward.
So you're half right. It's a maximum of $50 reward, but they changed it last minute to 20.
No, it was still only 15. That is a different coupon.
I'm looking at it. It says Pretty Day, which is the original coupon.
No, that coupon only works for like weird things. Trust me. Do shop.
Okay, got it. Okay, so there's two coupons with Pretty Day because it says the code Pretty Day and it says 20%.
No, it was Springtime was the 15% off site wide. That 20% coupon is for like lawnmowers and stuff. It's actually really bad marketing because when I woke up this morning, I saw that and I was like, oh, they upped it to 20%. And so I screenshotted it and put it over onto the internet or Instagram, and it was only for certain sellers. Like it's a very specific coupon.
It's certainly not as broad as the previous one, but so I just clicked on the coupon for 20%, and I can buy.
You can't buy from me.
You can't buy from you. Yeah, I could buy from you on the previous coupon.
On the one that was for only 12 hours today. Yeah, that one already ended.
Yeah, I love that one. No, but this one is 20% though. I'm looking at it. It's right here on there. It's on the
right, but it doesn't do small sellers any good. It's
No,
literally
you're
like one of those weird like new
Yeah.
item.
Yeah, it's not all new items. There's a ton of other items in there, but it is a weird coupon. I'm gonna read
I don't
it.
understand that coupon. No, I mean that
Anyway.
like in every like sense of the matter, because I even tried to like I sent it to a couple people and one person was like, it's only for lawnmowers.
It's a link for lawnmowers? No, it's
It
not
was
a
like
link.
it's a
You can-
weird coupon. I don't
You can buy
I
watches
can
and
see
stuff.
it's not just lawnmowers specifically, but it's like a lot of like householdy things.
Yeah.
And then there is clothing, but it's like you said, it's specific sellers only.
How do we get in on that? Like that's what I don't.
It's all stock photos and stuff. It's all people
I
using.
saw that. It's
I don't know.
Maybe
who
the last
that is.
coupon
I
was
can
like
look, but
for us, and that this coupon was for these bigger weird fulfillment sellers or something.
so let's see. Who are the sellers for the clothing?
Is there
Here's
anything used? Filter by used.
Yes, ma'am.
29,000 used items,
So they're all using stock photos?
or they're amazing photos. I mean, it could be amazing photos, like Linda's stuff. So she's a huge eBay seller.
Yeah.
You know, she's got 700,000 feedback. She's got used clothing here.
She does 30 million a year on eBay.
How is that's crazy?
Selling clothing, and it's all consigned clothing, so she doesn't. You know what I mean? Like for the most part, they have no money up front.
That's
Retail
amazing.
fashion outlet. There's another one. 452,000 feedback. So I'm not there yet.
You're not there yet?
Nope.
Yeah, I'm not even in the same. That's like bulk parking way outside.
Corey, tell us about what you're listing.
This is a satin jacket, but I was hoping these pictures would be better, but I think I can salvage most of these. This is like a vintage satin jacket. Satin's on fire. I saw a lot of these weird satin jackets, especially if they have like they're for bowling for some reason. This one says TP, which is really cool because it's like toilet paper. Yeah. I'm just kidding. I don't know what that. I mean, probably more like often amused, I guess. Somebody asked me the other day why I smile so much, and I said because I'm happy. And they were like, "Whoa, that's weird."
So this is weird. So Corey, I just went to your store to add something to my cart to see if I could use that code.
Mm-hmm.
And it says I get an extra 60% off. Are you running some kind of...
Yeah, I'm running a sale.
Okay, because I was like, what happened? These shoes were $38 and now it says they're $15.
Buy them. It means I want to get rid of them.
Okay, well, I don't want the shoes, but sorry.
I would say like 10% of my inventory is in a 60% off sale right now.
Okay. I couldn't tell that from the main screen. I couldn't tell until I added it to my cart. Well,
Nicole said a juicy, or maybe both of you said like juicy sales, like, you know, can lead to like, it helps you in search, right? If you have like some juice. So I'm doing like a sale every week on something. Like next week, I'm going to do everything in my inventory that's the color pink. If I do a keyword, then I do a sale on everything for that keyword.
Whatever works for you.
I just think it's just easy, I guess. I'm lazy.
Are you really going to do that?
Yeah. Why? I think it's cool. I'm not as smart as you guys. I'm like just dumb eBay guy.
I think as long as you're willing to put those things on sale, I mean, whatever gets the juices flowing.
I mean, I need some conversion, and I'm willing to I'm willing to slit some throats to do that. You know what
I
I'm
have
saying?
to say that my conversion rate is up a good amount, and it definitely shows in my sales and my traffic.
Yeah.
Because eBay does everyone has a seller score on eBay, right? And that seller score determines where you're placed in search. And I don't know, no one ever from eBay's told me directly, but I've kind of figured it out on my own that conversion rate is part of that seller score.
You are so smarty pants.
I don't know if that's true, but there's a lot of interviews with eBay employees on YouTube, like conferences and stuff. And a lot of people don't watch them, but they should, because you can piece things together by watching them. Like they'll do these big interviews at conferences, and you watch one, and like one big person is saying one piece of the pie, and then the other one will say the other piece, and you're like, oh,
definitely.
Now everything makes sense, because they think they're not giving away everything, and they're not. But if you watch the other half, they are.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think there's so much. It's just funny how much information is out there. It's just pieces that you have to put together. So this is something that I didn't. Speaking of pieces to put together, and this might help some other people out there. And I don't know if Reezy understood what he's like. He said something, and I started poking around. Okay. And I was like, oh, wow, I'm paying shipping from my PayPal balance because I only have that choice if I have a PayPal balance, and I always have some PayPal balance, right?
Mm-hmm.
You need to deal with like taking returns, and I actually I use it for other things, so I always have some PayPal balance. So if you just put a credit card on file, it's not going to use that credit card if you have a PayPal balance. And first, it's going to draft your bank account if you're extracting. So the third option is the credit card, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what you do is you have an account that you accept payments on, right? You accept payments, and then you pay eBay fees with your credit card, because you can do that. So like I can pay with my American Express and get those points. And then what you do for shipping, because I offer free shipping, and obviously it's kind of a big part of what we do. We all buy shipping all the time, whether it's free or not, but it's a big part of my sales volume. And so what you can do is set up a secondary PayPal account where you only enter, when it asks you to enter your bank account, you don't, because you don't have to. And you just enter your credit card number as the only form of like payment. And then you direct your eBay shipping to that account, that PayPal account, and it will draw directly from your credit card. It's like a weird little hack, but
I actually use my PayPal card to pay my shipping and my fees, because I get like 1% back on it every month. Use it like as a Visa, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
I do that too.
And so using my PayPal card, I get that 1% back, which equals a couple $100 at the end of the day after our shipping and fees.
a couple $100 a year, a month. Well, if it's 1%, so in order to get $300, you need to spend 30,000.
I said a couple hundred.
Yeah, 20,000. Yeah. I like the airline miles because I think that is a really cool value, because once I spend around like $8,000 more this year, like anytime we fly, and I don't think I fly that much, like you can apply for free upgrades to first class, because I'll be like whatever the member is that you have to be to do that. And then so you can just get unlimited free upgrades as long as there's space when you're flying. Also, you get your mileage goes up. So let's say you spend money on a flight, and you were normally getting 2 times miles. Once you get to this next level, sometimes it's 8 times your miles. You know, so you get a lot of interesting bonuses. They're very hard to understand, and I was like it's this crazy algorithm that is totally annoying. This is a dumb jacket.
Yeah, I just got a credit card for miles for business purposes. It's the same one we use for our personal credit, and I'm thinking about what I want to switch over to that. for the miles purposes, because the the cash back is nice, but for my purposes, at least with the volume that I do, it's not like I'm making thousands of dollars off of it. So I think I might rather the mileage.
The mileage is good.
I'm debating.
Well, you guys know how I feel about credit cards.
I think that, yeah, like if you always have the money to back it up, you should take, well, a PayPal credit card is a credit card, right?
Well, it's a PayPal debit card that she's talking about.
You still get 1% back on a debit card? That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
That's unheard of. But there's a lot of things that happen in the world of money and internets. But yeah, I think having good credit is one of the most strategic things you can do. And understanding, like, so my wife like immigrated to the United States officially like a year and a half ago, and she has a credit score of like 760, which is impossible unless you know the rules and you understand how to use things to your advantage. So a normal person takes 7 or 8 years. I did it in less than a year. Like I should teach this method. I should actually
I want to buy a house, so I guess I should learn about this.
Actually teach this method because it's worth literally hundreds of millions of dollars.
What do you do? Teach me
hundreds of millions of dollars, this method.
So I have no credit. I don't have bad credit. I have like nothing.
It's the worst thing you can have is no credit. So I don't believe that you have no credit. You probably have bad credit more than no credit.
No, there's nothing on my, so I like ran a credit thing recently and it was like, there's nothing here.
So you have a credit score of 0?
No, I have like a low credit score because I've
then you have credit. If you have a credit score, then you have credit. It's if you don't have a credit score that you're in serious trouble. Like you can fix a bad credit score, but to build a credit score is where people have the problem. Okay, so
what do you mean?
I mean, do you want to get deep in this shit and you want to get a pen and a pencil? I don't want to repeat this. Like, go get a pen because I'm going to teach you something that's going to basically make you
I'll
millions of dollars. No, get a pen.
She just rolled her eyes so hard at you.
I can't see what's happening on the screen. It's so funny.
Okay, go ahead. Start talking, Corey.
Okay. So, do you know what the factors that determine what your credit score are?
No.
Okay. So, they're length of your credit, the amount of payments that you've made on time, the amount of outstanding credit, the number of delinquencies, and the number of collections, basically. Those are kind of like the sphere which makes up, if you think about the seller score on eBay, like that's what a FICO score is. And a FICO score is calculated by these three main financial institutions. It's called the Fair Isaacs score as well, I guess. FICO. Fair Isaacs credit.
I'm really good at like learning. I'm really good at math, so I'm really good at like, learning systems. And then
so yeah, no, it's a great system to be able to hack the crap out of because it will literally save you. So let's say the interest rate on your house was the difference between 3 and 4%. That could easily be $50,000, and you can save that $50,000 by basically understanding these rules. And that's just a tiny bit of it. It might be the difference between, so my wife got a car. So she's been in the United States for a year and 3 months officially. She's had her green card for that long. And we went into a Honda dealership and she bought a new Honda car and got 0% interest for the life of the loan.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's so good.
It's like free financing. Okay, if you want to like think about that, just that example, and I'll go into like how we did that in just a second, but just do the math. Like, so let's do a finance calculator. Should I do this live now? Finance calculator, just to show you how interest works. because this is a part of like
I
understanding.
understand how interest works.
Okay, so let's go to bankrate.com and let's say we financed $7,000. Okay, and the loan term.
Melissa says thank you for the information. So she's
cool.
a new green card also.
Oh, cool. Okay. So let's say the interest rate is 1%. Okay. So you're going to pay the $7,000, and look, as everybody see my screen, that's $179 in interest paid over 5 years, 60 months, right? Let's increase that to a normal used car rate if you have like medium credit, or if you didn't qualify. Here, the next tier up is like 6%. Look at that. $1,119 in interest, right? Gets crazier. So that's for a car. So let's do a house. Let's say you finance $300,000 on a house, right? You're saying, well, I don't care about credit. It doesn't really matter. Okay, stop. 300,000, right? That's a reasonable number. Okay. So let's do a normal loan period of 30 years. Okay. 360, and let's say you have great credit, and you can finance at, what is it, like 2.75%, even lower than that, 1.75%. It's the best time to buy a house that there ever was if you can lock in at like 1.75%. Okay. So look, the interest paid over those 30 years is $85,000, about a third of the loan value, right? That's just at 1.75%. Now your credit sucks, or you have no credit. They're going to give you a loan because you can qualify with like cash flow. They're going to charge you 4.75%. Look what just happened. You're almost paying the amount of interest that you are for the house, just by a 3% interest rate difference. This is how compounded interest works. Now, and also look at the monthly payment, $1,564. Let's look at the payment at 1.75%. Look at that. It's almost a third.
That's crazy. So
these are really important things, right? Mm-hmm. For everyone to know and understand. So let's say you have bad credit like you. Let's say you think you have bad credit. You don't even know what it is. You don't even mess with it. But maybe you didn't pay a bill at some point and somebody filed a collection on you. Great, awesome. You're part of the financial system. Therefore, you can build your credit. Okay, awesome. So what you do is, and this sounds crazy, so there needs to be, you only want 10% of your credit leveraged. And they'll never tell you this, and no one will probably tell you this. Maybe if you look deep enough on the internet somewhere, somebody will tell you this. But these are like secrets that are worth a lot of like I'm saying, millions and millions of dollars. So what you do, you need to have access to capital, okay? So you need to eat ramen noodles and save up $5,000. I don't care what you do. You need capital. And what you do is you go to a credit union and you open up a secured credit card. There's the legal limitation between the two is nil. You can be your own creditor, just like the bank can be the intermediary creditor. Okay, so you put down that $5,000, and every month you spend $10 on a bottle of wine, and you pay it off. You never put more than that on there ever. Okay, ever. You never ever use it. Okay, then in 6 months, 6 months later, you apply for another credit card, and you get $10,000 total. So $5,000 and $5,000. Again, you use both cards, but you never. Now, if you can't do the next $5,000, you just let it sit there as long as you can, as your credit score slowly bumps itself up. You don't apply for any other credit. Every time you apply for credit, it denudes your score. It's called a hard inquiry. So when you apply for credit, you get a hard inquiry. Once you have a certain number of hard inquiries, it will drop your limit, and hard inquiries stay on your credit report for a year. So you don't want to be out there applying for credit because it's going to make your credit worthiness decrease. It works as the market does, okay? So market forces are built into the algorithm which calculates your score. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so then you have this credit card and your score was 520, within 6 months, you still have the same length of credit. Your length of credit hasn't changed. You probably don't have any delinquencies if you haven't been using any credit. And all of a sudden, your debt, your credit ratio from what is used to what is unused changed from 0 because you had no outstanding credit to 95%. That's going to instantly raise your score like 220 points, and you're going to be in the 720 range. What you don't want to do is carry any balances above like 5%. Okay, and it's going to take like 6 months. Then, so if you want your credit score to go up, inch up into the 800s, you need to actually keep that secured card, but apply for credit, right? Then wait until your score goes up and apply for credit again. And you're not going to use these credit cards. You can seriously cut them up and burn them. As long as you have something that bills to them. You just need to bill them. And what it looks like is that you have this massive amount of basically accessible wealth that you're not using. So you become a market force. Like people want to, you're very low risk. It's like a loophole in the system, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
What's up? People don't know that. They think credit is something to be leveraged, but they leverage it the wrong way. So really having a PayPal, if you use PayPal, you should absolutely and 100% use PayPal working credit and not a credit card if you want to grow your business. Because PayPal working credit doesn't use your social security number. It's only linked to your PayPal sales. You have to prove who you are because PayPal's a bank and they are lending you money. But they do not, is not a hard inquiry. There's no specific, you can't be late because it's based on your ability to pay back, right? So you didn't sell anything today, you don't owe anything.
Corey.
Yep.
Let me jump in here for a second. I don't think in that respect that the PayPal loans or
you're
when you
not,
talk about the working capital, I don't think that applies, and I'll explain why.
I'm going to kick you out of here.
What happened?
I'm going to kick you out of here.
Who, me?
Yes.
Why are you going to kick me out of here? What's the matter?
You're not right. Have you taken out a PayPal?
Well, but did you? Let me ask you a question.
Let me ask
you
you
even
a
let me explain, or did you just talk?
Let me ask you a question.
I want to hear what he has to say.
Can I just mention what I'm going to say?
I'm talking about something right now, and I'm explaining a method, and I don't want to go off track.
Okay.
You understand?
Go ahead.
Okay. So when you use like something like PayPal Working Capital, it doesn't create a credit. It's not on your credit report. So therefore, you can leverage the entire thing, right? You instantly leverage the entire thing, and you pay it back. With a credit card, if you carry a balance, they say, "Oh gosh, you have 10,000 in credit, and you're using 8." And you're not paying it back, you're therefore at credit risk because you have leveraged that credit. So you need to trick the system and say, I don't need the credit, right? And when you say you don't need the credit, it's going to make you more credit worthy. Now, to go from, to get to the next levels, you just have to build credit. I know it sounds crazy. So the way that you do it is you basically go to a credit union, a local credit union, and you open up. It's better to open up multiple accounts. So if you can open up 2 credit cards, one for $2,500 and one for $2,500, it's better than one for $5,000 because the more accounts you have, the better it is for your score. Your score wants to see you have more accounts to a certain level. It's based on the amount of credit that you're being offered. So, did you have any questions about that, like initial process?
No, so you basically just you get a secured credit card. Why through a credit union? Why not just any secured credit card?
Because if it's not a credit union, they're going to take your money and pretend that they're the bank, and they're going to leverage you on that money. A credit union can't do that. So you remain the custodian in a certain way. They stay the intermediary instead of. So if you got a prepaid Visa card or whatever, a secured Visa card, you don't have access to your funds like you would in that case. You can, at a credit union, like Rivermark, I can instantly pay off that credit card because of the you need a good credit union where you can pay the bills, you can transfer money between cards and that kind of thing, right? So it acts as you have a savings account with the bank. The bank locks that savings account and creates a credit card for you. And that credit card appears no differently than an actual credit card that you qualified for. There's no difference. It's a hack. It's a loophole. But the key is, if you carry a balance on it, your credit score will be possibly even lower than it was before. Initially, once you show credit worthiness by carrying this like larger amount of available credit, it changes the way that the algorithm works. Krillin, what do you want to talk about?
The PayPal working capital.
So I'm going to ask you a question first.
Yes.
Have you used PayPal working capital?
No.
Okay. And you're asking me this question because?
I'm asking this question because this refers to the credit buildup, what you're talking about, credit score buildup. Now, the reason why I don't think that, no, I totally agree with you. I would totally back up what you said, about taking out the, the small secured loans and then paying them back. That definitely does build up the credit.
You want a secured credit card. You don't want a secured loan.
I definitely agree with that. That definitely, anybody who's listening, whoever, I definitely would agree with that 100%.
Okay.
But as far as the PayPal working capital, okay, my understanding, like I said, I never took it out, but my understanding is that what it is.
I'm on my third loan, by the way, from PayPal. So
I'm sorry?
I'm on my third loan from PayPal. So I have a lot of, if there's questions you have, I can answer them. Definitely.
Well, with the PayPal working capital, my understanding is that it's not technically a loan, it's technically factoring. Factoring is where somebody is pre-purchasing your future sales, okay? Now, that's not a loan. So if you're looking, I don't know, somebody who has done it, I never did it before.
I'm telling you, this is my third one.
Okay. And it says loan on there.
No, it's working capital. I am saying, so I think you got taken off guard. I'm saying the first thing you need is cash flow, obviously, to grow a business and grow your credit. You need some cash flow. If you don't have cash flow, you're not going to be able to grow your credit or your business, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So with that cash flow, instead of you apply for your credit card, let's say you have $15,000 in cash flow a month, okay? PayPal working capital will give you $5,000 per month, and then they'll decide what the VIG is, okay? So it's 30% of your sales, and you pay them as you go, right? So what I'm saying is you want both. You want to get that PayPal working capital because you've already paid the interest up front. It's a VIG. It's not even interest. It's a fee that gets factored into all your payments. So don't carry a balance on your credit card, but if you need to carry a balance with PayPal. But that comes way later, right? Because I'm coming from a perspective of somebody who has an established eBay and PayPal business. I know if you don't, that part's not going to be possible. But the thing is, let's say you were like, oh, I have this $5,000 credit card, but eBay will lend me, and PayPal will lend me $5,000. Keep the credit card, use it to buy a latte, pay it off every month, and get PayPal working capital.
I agree with
awesome.
Corey,
You're right, though.
On that, but I think if you read a credit report,
it's not on your credit report.
That's what I'm saying. So as far as credit, I think if you, I'm not, like I said, I'm not 100% sure. I'm just playing devil's advocate. Once in a while, you got to play devil's advocate over here.
You're always playing devil's advocate.
If you check the credit report, I don't know if
it's not on there.
If the PayPal working capital would have any effect on it. That's my whole point.
That's what I was saying. It has no effect, and that's why you should use it. It's amazing. It can help you grow your business immensely. If you're not using it, you really should be.
No, I'm not saying that it's not. I'm just saying, as far as you're talking about somebody who, like you said, who wants to buy a home in the future, and they want to build up a credit score because they want to go for a loan.
I was talking about Nicole specifically because I know she has cash flow. I know she has access to PayPal working capital. I know that she can start I know that she can start. I know that she can go into Rivermark Credit Union because I know where she lives, and I know that she can start that process tomorrow.
I don't know where you live.
Yeah.
Why $5,000?
Because it establishes up down to 4,999 only raises your score like 75 points, but like $1 more raises it up another like 170 points. It's crazy, okay? And then you don't get bigger score leaps until the much larger numbers, okay? So it's just this magic number in the way that it's calculated.
How long does it have to be tied up for?
You can use all of it as long as you pay it off by the end of the month.
But you said that's bad.
I know you don't want to carry a balance on it at all, but if you emergency have to use it, you can pay it off, and then within 60 days, your credit score will go back to what it was before. But they will ding the shit out of you for using it. But if you have 60 days to recover, you can totally use it. So what was the first question? Like, you have access to that money, you can close that account, but what's going to happen is it's going to contract your credit. You don't want to do that.
But I mean, like, how long in general is that 5,000 tied up? Forever?
No. What you do is once you get enough credit, you just close that account, right? And it won't affect your level. So let's say you have 20,000 in credit cards that you don't use. You just close one of them, and now you have 15,000 in credit or whatever, and that'll get you near, the 740s, 750s, which is an awesome place to be for a house and not to have too much, outstanding credit and risk and all that kind of stuff. So you don't.
Also, if I could, can I interject, please?
Yeah, you can.
Thank you, Dankeschön. But there is a sweet spot. As he's saying about this method is correct. I totally agree with what he's saying. But there is a sweet spot. There is an amount to, I don't want to make this too complicated. He probably didn't say this because you want to make it too complicated, but no. I always have to make things overcomplicated.
That's true.
That's just my nature,
Yep, it's true.
If you take out too much of a loan, even if you don't use it, that's I don't know where the boundaries are, but I know if you have too much available credit, I'm talking about a lot, like maybe over 100,000, hundreds of thousands. That's seen negatively too.
Absolutely.
Because the person who's lending you the money would say, well, you know what? If she feels like going on a shopping spree, she can go out with that card. But I don't know those thresholds. I'm not saying it as somebody that I know for sure, but I know that what he's saying is correct.
It's like this weird Ponzi scheme. The whole thing is like this. It is a Ponzi though. Just so you're aware.
Choose the card sparingly.
The whole credit card system is a total Ponzi scheme.
Yeah, because they want to incentivize you to keep using more credit, but not. They want you to. It's like anything else. They want you to use it. But you know what? Don't use it so much where you can't pay it. They want you to use it as much as you can where you can pay it. They want you to use it enough so that you don't understand the rules and you're forced into using it, and then they trap you in debt. That is their plan. Don't let them do that. If they can do that, don't do it. But you're not going to be able to buy an awesome house for a good value. You need to understand that these are vultures that run these funds. These are like these are economic vultures who feed on the world. If you can understand their rules, the rules that they play by, and you can just skirt through and not get hit by the, But it takes discipline like anything else. I mean,
you need to make the choice.
It does work. The method Corey's saying. I'm sorry.
I don't know. It's hard for me right now because, like, I would rather take that $5,000 and put it into my business.
It's worth way more to you in this way than putting in your business, because you can get $5,000 for your business. Yeah, this way, you could finance with your cash flow if your credit score was good. You could finance with your cash flow Dude, look at this shirt.
And if I can mention something too.
Are you looking at this shirt, Krillin?
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
I mean, I could use like, wait, it's not like I have $5,000, right? Like, okay, fine, I could do that tomorrow. But I guess I could take it from like, I guess this is like a personal finance thing, so it could be like the family savings, right? So.
Absolutely, it can be any. It can be any. It just needs to be linked to your social security number. You know.
Yeah, and another thing I want to mention too is that because my credit is the shits, so I could definitely tell you how not to screw up your credit. Yeah, one thing that's very important in business in general. This doesn't matter if you're going to sell watermelon on the side of the road or you're going to sell drop shipping products on eBay and Amazon. You don't want to commingle your business with personal. And that's something that I did not willingly, I didn't want to do it, but I had to kind of do it. And I ended up rolling the dice and I lost $250,000. So, I ended up having to file bankruptcy and everything. So it's very important that things are very separate, as you want to stay as separate from the business and your personal as you possibly can. Yep. I know it's not easy when you have certain, you have a business. I'm sure obviously you have a business account in your bank, but you have to be very careful to not commingle. Not only for financial purposes in that sense, where we're talking about credit and stuff, but also legal purposes. I mean, if you build up your business where you're very high up, where you let's say you're doing, big business, what happens is if you get something, say, like if you get like a corporation, right? I don't know if you're incorporated or not, Nicole, but if you are incorporated, you have to treat everything like a separate entity. If you commingle your personal with your corporation, you no longer have a corporation anymore. Your corporation is kind of like doesn't exist. It has to say completely separated. So it's a term called piercing a corporate veil. I don't want to get too complicated for everybody, whatever it is. It's got to put people to sleep.
About all this. Actually, the past 6 months of my life have been all about this. So yes, I'm fully aware.
Yeah. So
what's so funny, Corey? I'm just what? Like, we're just getting way off track. So
hey, can I show you something I found today? I need to change the subject actually for my mental health. Cool. Look.
You're the one who wanted me to go down that road, by the way. I was like,
I don't want to talk about corporate shit though. Like, I mean, I'm happy.
No. I didn't. I wasn't. I never talked about any corporate shit.
Krillin destroyed the conversation.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
All your fault. Okay, you want to show me?
It's always me.
What did you find?
I found this today. Do you see what I'm showing you on my screen?
Hold on.
So I don't have the piece with me. So I have to show you the YouTube video.
It's a Nike shirt.
Okay, but it's not just a Nike shirt. It has like this weird tag on it. Hold on. It's an older Nike shirt.
The orange tag?
Yeah, but look at they have the original like old tags on them.
It's new with tags.
Right, but I think this first one that I don't have with me was like like a salesman sample possibly. Because it has like a thing wrapped around the tag that's really awkward. And it talks about like
looks like a showroom sample.
Yeah.
Nike used to do all this silly crap, though. See? Yeah, they did that. But it could be a salesman sample. But the Nike Air stuff was really, really expensive, and they put these like little cards and shit in there.
Oh, they did? So that's like a normal thing.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, well then that's not as exciting.
No, it actually is really exciting because you never find it like that. That is really cool.
So it's just a Nike Air shirt, though?
Dude, that is like hype beast of hype beast right now. It's really good money. It's better than the Andre Agassi shorts.
Ooh, really? Better than Agassi stuff?
What would you Google search for that? Or I mean, what would you eBay search for that for like a comp?
Just look up Nike Air shirt. Look, vintage Nike Air shirt with tags. That's what it is. I mean, you just never ever. They're always used. I'm seriously like I love. Like I've been like buying and seeing Nike stuff around here for a long time. And I don't know, Nike Air stuff is always something somebody used to play basketball and then like put on to use with the lawnmower. But yeah, that's a 200 that you could probably get $200 for that shirt. I know it just looks like a shirt.
I don't know how to sell things like this.
I'll buy them from you.
Okay, wait. I think I found.
Does it have a production date code on it? Because it looks like it's right there. Like they started using that in 1987. That weird little.
No, it doesn't have that on it.
I saw the gray bars. They used to use an orange air, and then there were these gray bars, like
I'll take a picture and send it to you tomorrow.
Diagonal gray bars and white bars across. I saw them in the picture.
Oh, okay.
So they started doing that in like 1987. I think they stopped doing it in like the early 90s. So all that stuff, Nike they put production codes on like everything. So
okay, hold on, I'm going to show you the tag. I just got to the part of the video where that shows the tag.
Okay.
This is important stuff. Hold on.
I know. I'm so curious, and see the gray bars?
Is that good?
Fuck yeah, that's good.
Look at my face in this, by the way. I'm very confused. That's what I look like right now.
I was going to say, that's your face like 96% of the time.
Are those sweats?
Confused.
Okay, so I got those, and then I also got these.
Can you answer my question? Are those sweats?
Nike Lawn?
No,
Nike Lawn.
God damn it. The shirt you were just showing me, is that a sweatshirt?
It's like a sweaty material, yeah.
Nice. That is the money.
It's not a regular t-shirt. It's got like a thicker material.
Yeah. Is it long sleeve or short sleeve?
Short sleeve.
Ah. Okay. It's better if it's long sleeve, but it's okay.
Okay, look at this tag.
Nike Lawn. Maybe it was some it was some kind of. I haven't heard of Nike Lawn.
Well, it's probably a cotton blend, no?
No, it's
nylon.
like
Nike Lawn. It's some synthetic material.
Yeah, it's like warm-up pants basically.
Yeah, those are cool. But there was this time in like the early '90s where even into the 2000s where you'd see like the big tag that would be like, "This is made of germanium-492, the most space age crap ever."
Yeah.
Like
I miss the 90s.
Everyone's heard of Gore-Tex, okay? Everyone's heard of Gore-Tex. It's not that special. I think Nike Lawn is their version of Gore-Tex. I'm sure.
It's just nylon.
No, it's Nike Lawn.
It's Nike Lawn because like endangered spiders peed on it.
Yeah. Duh, it's Nike Lawn. The 90s. Can we go back to the 1990s?
No.
Oh, I don't think we want to.
Oh, I would love to.
Sure.
Reezy Resells is in the chat right now since no one else can see the chat but me. So hi, Reezy.
Reezy can come hang out.
Everybody. As long as you don't argue with me about
anything ever. Anything
Are you trying
ever.
to bust my balls now?
What else is new?
That's like why I do this show, to bust your balls.
It's easy to bust my balls? Is that what you said?
Nicole posted an amazing picture or video on Instagram the other day of her son dancing to rock and roll music. And it just happened to actually be Depeche Mode.
Nice.
Yeah.
And it was amazing, but he was missing the tan suede jacket, unfortunately.
I bought him this like build your own radio, and you had to like wire it basically. And he is obsessed with it. The first thing he did when he got home from school today is he went and listened to his radio, and he's been listening to the news and telling me all about the news. I'm not sure if this is appropriate at this time.
I'm not sure either at this time of the world.
But Depeche Mode was one of the first songs played through his little radio.
You know,
that's pretty awesome.
That's pretty dope.
It's funny that like kids don't understand that radios were really common, so like this is like really exciting because it's like a trend, like you have to like turn the little dial and like tune it in.
I mean, you could easily say, listen, not everything on the radio is true. It's interpreted by people. They're telling stories.
Well,
And
that's
I mean,
true enough.
Well,
it actually is the truth.
I don't know how
Yeah,
much
but-
you know about autism, but like that's not something it's easy. Like it's very black and white. So
Got it. Then why would they have the radio if people did that?
right, they don't understand lying essentially, except
It's not lying. It's like storytelling, first of all. And if it's storytelling, he understands stories
he
because
does.
so they're stories and not all stories. Some stories have some facts in them, but stories are stories because they're not from the original source, right?
That's actually a good way to put it. Yes, yes.
And they're coming through the radio, and I could broadcast stuff on the. I could broadcast the sound of cats on the radio if I really wanted to. I bought a giant 4,000 million megawatt ham radio. Holy crap, dude! This guy was like a mad scientist. Holy crap!
I want to hear about this estate. What did you do? You did like a clean out or something?
It wasn't a clean out. It was like I went to go buy some stuff. They probably would have just given it to me, but they donated the money to her shelter thingy. Not her shelter thingy. Her veteran thingy. So and I got a good value on the stuff.
Oh, wait. So you got this connection through that lady?
Tanya helped somebody. Is currently helping somebody with an estate, like garage sale kind of thing. There wasn't any clothing. There was nothing.
I didn't even know you were doing this. Start from the beginning.
Okay. I figured you knew about it. And had probably been there before, or maybe she took the stuff to the store already.
I don't know.
So for you.
Yeah.
Because she had cleaned some of it out, or they had cleaned some of it out. People were cleaning the house. They're going to sell the house. It was somebody who was related with the church that she works with. And he worked at Tektronix since the, I don't know, 60s maybe, 70s, early. And he invented like types of oscilloscopes and all this crap. And he had a bunch of obsolete, electronics, logic chips and stuff. I mean, a lot of that has very little use today, just because it's just obsolete technology. But he was a ham radio guy, so they took out some parts of it that had like hazardous materials. This thing was crazy. He had a giant antenna in his backyard that was like 30 feet tall, and he was. I mean, I found a variac, which is like a thing to control voltage, and it got up to like 700,000 volts.
Is that crazy?
Yeah, because the amperage was huge. There were wires he had like multiple inputs coming in from the electricity. Like their house was in two sections and there was electricity coming in from two sides, and he had power wired all the way through the house. Like the wires were like coming through walls and stuff.
You don't want to see his electric bill.
I didn't, I should have documented it, but I don't know. I'm really bad. Oh, the reason I guess I could have videotaped it, but my phone signal was extremely poor. I couldn't connect. I was gonna do something on Instagram, but I couldn't connect.
Did you go there? Where was it at?
It was up in the West Hills.
Oh.
It was an old house, and there was nothing of value in it per se. Like I got like stuff that I know that people buy because I sell obscure crap, but it wasn't like, it was a lot of work. My back still hurts actually. Oh my God. Oh,
was
seriously.
it yesterday?
It was, I don't know.
Sunday?
No, it was, God damn, it was. So, wait, what's today? Tuesday?
Yes.
Yeah, it was yesterday. That's why my back hurts. Okay. Yeah, it was yesterday.
The life of a reseller. I never know what day of the week it is.
So tomorrow I was going to do an actual haul on this stuff, but if you want to do the other show, we can. I don't have any I'm really bad. I really need to start documenting this stuff because I'm really getting into some interesting habitations, some interesting situations that are just, I mean, I documented as much as the Pendleton thing as I kind of could, but.
Are they having a sale this weekend again?
Yes. this weekend. That is the plan, man.
So
I don't see any pictures or a list yet, but it's going to be on. They usually put their stuff on estatesalefinder.com.
All right, let me know when you want me. I'll go stand in line with you.
Stand in line with a video cam. This one's going to be crazy though, because the people who were there first, they're going to be there too. They want to get in first.
Oh, well, good luck because we're going to have an army.
Army.
What day is the sale? Saturday or Friday?
It was Friday last time, I think. Maybe it was Saturday. I don't think you're asking me like crazy questions.
They don't
for
run
me.
together. I know it runs together.
Yeah, I'm really not smart when it comes to like that kind of thing.
It was Saturday.
Okay, thank you. I don't remember.
I remember specifically it being on a Saturday.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I just can't remember.
Because if it's on a Saturday, maybe I will come down.
It's
I don't
this Saturday, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
We'll look it up in a second. I want to get these listings done.
Lucy.
It's made out of spider semen. Okay, we got Reezy. Is Reezy still here? What's up, Reezy? I'm looking at the chat.
He's in the chat.
Michelle, what's up? Vegan Flipper. It's Brian, right? Brian the
Brian.
Vegan Flipper? Yeah, Brian. And then who else is in here? Destroy Family.
Oh, hi, guys.
Yeah, I like them.
I don't have any sound.
You can't hear us? We can hear you.
Who's
She
talking?
can't hear that.
That's Lucy.
Oh, hey, Lucy.
I don't know if she can hear us, though.
Breezy just released some really cool towels, and I bought one.
Who's
Can't
talking?
hear that.
That's Lucy.
Oh, hey, Lucy.
I don't know
Hello.
if she can hear us, though.
Can you hear me?
Breezy just released.
Yes.
Now we can, but we can also hear your computer.
Yeah, the clicky.
Okay, look at this towel I just bought from Reezy's Etsy store. It's kind of ridiculous.
Oh my god. We can, but we can also it's huge.
It's a beach towel, so when you go to the beach, it says if you ain't flipping, you slipping.
Oh my god.
I bought one.
I bought one.
I'm gonna go. He has it in yellow too. I'm gonna go with our water bottles to the beach.
That's cool.
You guys looking at my bucket hat? I want you to look at my bucket hat. I want you to look at my bucket hat. Bucket hat.
Do you guys know Side Hustle Pros?
Do we what?
You guys know Side Hustle Pros, right?
I know of them, yeah.
Yeah, they're really nice. I'm gonna be on their channel on Thursday at 5. I'm excited. They live in Woodburn, or they live like near me.
They live in like Silverton or something over there, right?
What?
They live in Wood. I thought they lived in Silverton.
No, they live down like
McMinnville. They live in McMinnville.
Yes, that's where they live.
Are you guys checking out this sick Burberry hat? Look at that. Look how pretty that is.
Where'd you get that?
Porter lady.
Oh, what? How come that wasn't in my stash?
Ooh, chica. Ooh, because she kept it from you. I got all the high-end pieces that she didn't want to give to you, but that then she was like, I can't deal with.
You know how messed up that is?
Uh-huh.
I was supposed to get all the clothes in that garage.
Nope. You didn't get this. You didn't get this. You didn't get this.
That's probably the only good thing you got. So I still have half of her stuff I haven't processed and it's in a closet in my office.
Where's the tag inside?
There's no tag on this one.
How do you know it's real?
I'm 100% sure. Look at the craftsmanship. Look at the tartan. It's real.
Oh, that lineup on the top is extremely hard to do.
Yeah.
That's incredible, actually.
It's really cool.
So people don't understand that that's actually something you should look for when you're out shopping, when you're looking at women's clothes especially. I learned this from a seamstress. I had this friend, and she used to make these like recreation dresses from like the 1900 like turn of the century. And so one day she was telling me about like some craftsmanship about them, and like one of the things was like when patterns align. So like when you're looking at a shirt, it's plaid, and you look at the seams. If the plaid lines up perfectly, that's a good sign of craftsmanship. Like you're never going to go into Forever 21 and see patterns line up on the front of a shirt.
No,
Yeah.
when you buy a Burberry's shirt, like it doesn't, like the seams match up where the pattern is, and it just molds that way. Definitely.
Call it Nova check. by the way, not just Nova. You can put plaid in there too, but it's specifically called the Nova check, like CHECK.
That's true. But just in general, when you're outsourcing, most higher end companies do that. And so it's a good way to tell right away, like, oh, this is expensive.
I love this hat, and if it was my size, I would keep it. But it's just slightly too small. It's money. I don't know why I love this hat so much, but it is.
I can see you wearing that hat for some reason.
Because it's fresh.
I don't.
Minty fresh. Dope.
I know. You have like your Lady Gaga fashion. You make fun of me for wearing dad pants. It's cool.
You know who told me to like Lady Gaga? Jonathan. We went thrifting. He was like, "Oh, I was listening to Lady Gaga before you picked me up," and I was like, "What?" And I thought it was being funny, and I was like, "No, I like her," and I was like, "Me too." Great bonding moment.
Great bonding moment. I like Jonathan. He's funny, man.
Corey, I gotta show you something that I got, bro.
What you got, bruh?
You listed anything?
What's up?
I don't want to see what you have. I want to see what you listed.
Here, you want to see? Hold on. I got it. You like movie posters?
You like movie? Hey, kid. Yep. Has anybody seen The Lost Highway?
Yes.
Let me know if you can see it or you can't see it.
You want a porno?
We can't. How come your camera's always pointed way above your head?
I don't know. And why don't you get a fucking computer? Because you're starting to agitate me with that fucking narrow thing that the thing does.
What does it do?
His face is always in this narrow bar. I'm like, get a webcam or something.
He doesn't point the camera.
No, okay. So his aspect ratio is like very long. Like I look at yours, and yours like you have a widescreen. Lucy has a widescreen.
He's trying to show you something.
And I feel
Corey, you gonna look or what?
I'm looking.
Oh, the Lost one we saw.
That's pretty cool. I like that. Is that from the movie theater?
The Lost Boys.
Krillin, you don't have a computer?
Nice, right?
No, we're asking you a direct question.
I couldn't hear you. I'm sorry, because I was folding it up.
You couldn't hear me because you got a poster?
What about a poster? Yeah, it's
okay,
a poster.
What's wrong with your camera?
Well, it's nothing wrong with my camera. This is my phone.
Turn your phone sideways. Lock the screen and turn it sideways because it's driving me crazy.
Oh, why don't you have a computer?
Don't ask him that. Why don't you own a house?
Okay, no. If you have an online business like he does, you should have a computer. Why don't
He
you
doesn't
have a
have
computer?
an online business. He just sells crap when he feels like it.
Is that better?
Yeah, that's
It
so much
is
better.
actually.
No,
It is.
Talk to us about your computer situation.
My computer?
Yeah.
I got a HP generic desktop computer.
Does it not have a webcam?
No.
That's fine.
Does
No
anybody want to
webcams.
buy some Fendi frames?
Those are really nice.
Oh, so this does look better. Oh, I see. Now I can. Now there's more room. I can show.
I like how the Fendi case opens up. Wait, what are we looking at?
She's like,
I
oh
heard
my
they're
God,
making a
it's whole
television
new
show
world.
about the movie. Did you hear about that? Lost Boys on
No.
Netflix. No?
I don't care. More importantly, Jersey Shore is coming back.
Oh,
Dude,
God.
don't ever say that on this show. Don't ever mention. Don't even talk about things like Jersey Shore, or I'm gonna become
Okay,
the situation.
I'm
I'm gonna
sorry,
become
yeah.
the situation
But the
over here.
He's going to jail. You know that?
He's going to jail. You know
Oh,
that's a
God,
situation.
Who cares?
He's getting
Oh my
locked up 'cause he
God.
didn't pay his taxes.
Is he actually going to jail for tax evasion?
Oh, big time.
How much money?
Couple mil.
Oh, what an idiot!
Oh, now he's in it after the whole show. Now he's in it.
Well,
Like all the stupid shit that they do.
Didn't he have an accountant to do that shit for him?
Probably they probably
sorry.
stole it.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Well, I don't know.
I know that's what happened on that show I like to watch where the family lost all their money and they live in a hotel.
Ooh, yeah, that sucks.
Schitt's Creek?
Yes, I love that show.
I fucking love that show. It's
Oh my
hilarious.
god. It is the brother is my favorite.
He is the best character on television.
He really is, and he doesn't get enough credit.
No.
Of course you love that show. We're the same person.
Best game ever. Look, I just put best game ever in the title.
Corey gives precisely 0 fucks about listing on eBay. Like,
Hey, Corey.
his listings are hilarious.
What?
I have a bunch of shit you probably want. Joe came and cleaned out a bunch of the stuff. So we had a whole closet at the office that used to be like, it's all Joe's shit, but he came and got what he wanted. He left a bunch of stuff there that he doesn't want. There's like a ton of video game consoles.
If only you knew someone who sold on eBay.
Yeah, awesome. I'll buy them from you.
I
Probably.
don't. You could just like if you come and get it, I was gonna take it to Goodwill. It's all in the corner. There's like Super Nintendos and like I don't know.
Oh yeah, I want that.
I don't want to deal with it.
Okay, I'll come get it.
So you have to come and.
I'll bring you coffee.
You have to take all of it. Is the thing.
Okay, I'll take all of it.
Thank you.
Yeah, twist his arm.
I'm not taking garbage though.
You have to
I've
take.
got all
There's
these
just
old
like.
video game systems.
I'm not taking out your trash. I'll come and take the Nintendo shit.
Okay, no,
You
there's
would
like
take out her trash if she asked you to. Come on.
no.
Maybe.
Actually, Michael likes to take the trash out every day. He's made it his own job.
Nice.
Well,
I have really good employees, and I'm super thankful for them. I don't have to do anything anymore but source and approve listings at the end of the night. It's great.
Yeah, that's
you're
true.
living the dream, kid.
I said I was going to, and no one believed me, and that was.
I
Like,
remember that. No, that was like not even a year ago. You're like, I just want to get to the point where I can source and have people do everything else.
I said I was going to, and no one believed me.
Oh my god, Lizzie.
No, that was like
Amateur.
a year ago. You're like, I just want to get to the point.
No, he wants us to hear that part again because it's beautiful.
He wants to hear the part
Hold
that
on
goes,
your towel.
my
Everybody-
milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. My
What's the name
milkshake."
of tonight's show? I didn't
So you
even-
know how Rally Roots has like the beanie, and that's like the hot accessory right now. I want the hot accessory to be for summer Reezy's beach towel. Like I want all the resellers to be at the beach with like if you ain't flipping, you slip in beach towels.
Interesting.
A thing because it's hilarious.
He's screen sharing.
Us.
Yeah, and I have him muted, so.
Unmute him, Reezy. He's showing us something now.
eBay is a thing with a bunch of
Gonna
stuff
be
and
porn.
information.
Don't show us porn, Reezy.
Unmute him. I want to hear what
Will
he
you
has
let
to
me
say.
answer your question?
I read it
eBay
myself.
is
You
the
don't have to read
thing
it.
with a bunch of stuff on the information doohickey like.
Wait, Corey, do you have him muted or does he?
I have it muted because he was making a bunch of noise and bothering me.
Oh my god, unmute him so we can hear what he's saying.
He
You're
can
really
unmute
salty
himself.
tonight.
Me? I'm salty.
Yeah.
every night. He can only
You're like
unmute.
abnormally more salty tonight.
I'm gonna mute you. Reezy, you have to unmute yourself. I can't unmute you. I'm sorry. You have to unmute yourself.
He probably
It's-
left because
there.
you said he was annoying you.
I was just teasing him. Jesus, you guys are that thick, thin-skinned.
No.
I like Reezy. He actually
I'm
just
muted now.
made me. He actually made me money today, which I
How?
really appreciate.
How did he make you money?
The whole eBay. You can pay with eBay shipping through alternate methods. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the Reese. I don't know where he went.
Reezy, you should make a video about that, by the way. He wants us to scan him.
And
I
him.
don't have anything to scan anybody.
He wants us to scan the little the
He's-
link brings up
he's
a
so-
I don't care that much.
He's not saying anything. He just put his face up there and says, "Scan
No.
me."
I know. Like
I mean,
now
I
it's
love you,
me
but I
on
don't
his
care.
feet. Yeah,
I just don't care right
I'm
now.
going back to screen sharing my.
Oh, I don't have a mic, jackass.
What were we
And how
talking
did-
about a
how
minute
are
ago?
we
Before
hearing-
And showed us the chat on the screen.
I know he's showing us ourselves on the screen right now. I have no idea what he's doing.
It's very meta.
I love this so much. He wants us to scan him again.
Scared me. Oh, We lost Krillin.
With what? What do
Krillin
I
wants
even?
to go scan that with his cell phone that he's using.
You're right.
Krillin
There
left
we
to see
go.
what happens when he scans that.
Yeah,
with
like, can you
cell
put that back up, Breezy? I'm gonna scan
Ooh.
With what? What am I scanning it
it.
with?
Do you use your cell phone?
With okay, and then what? Just fucking like rub my cell phone against the screen, like.
No. Look at the
Yes,
top.
do
it'll
that.
say-
Do that.
Look at the top. As soon as you put your cell phone up to it, at the top it will say "Open here."
Okay, it worked. It worked.
Yeah.
I put
What, my
just my
camera?
camera up, and it went straight to his video, but I
Oh
can't
my
hear it with the
God.
headphones in.
Holy shit, we're living in the future.
You don't know about QR codes, Kayla?
No, I don't give a shit.
Hey, how's it going? Thank you so much.
Oh my God, it's like a whole minute long.
Off of my website. It means the world to me that you're supporting me and what I do.
Oh wow, it's like a personal message.
Here, so
Yeah.
thank you so much for following the hustle. And as a sign or a way that I can give back to you, if you would like, please send me a photo either on Instagram DM or to my email, reezyresells@gmail.com, of you rocking your new merch, and I will reshare it on my Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or whatever one you want. You pick. But I just wanted you, the person who purchased my merch, to know that I appreciate you a lot. A lot of people follow me and say I changed their life or whatever, but when I post it,
Smart post, Breezy. I'm gonna make one of
That
those.
was sweet. That was very sweet.
I bought your towel, so I got a personal message. Don't worry, I will have Joe in a Speedo on your towel with his water cup. Send you a photo.
I'll send you a photo. I'll send you a postcard. We'll make custom.
I had no clue that that's how that worked, by the way. Like, I thought you needed like a program to scan it. I didn't know you could just hold up your camera.
Yeah, QR codes are the future.
Yep.
Yeah, I heard that like
That
3
thing
years
where,
ago.
on all
QR codes are the now. Actually.
on all of his eBay packages, he put the QR code on them and it links back to his eBay store with an affiliate link. So if they go and make a second purchase, they have like that codeless coupon and he gets the affiliate for it.
You sexy bastard.
Which is so smart.
Dude, Nike ACG. Are you familiar with?
I see ACG all the time and I pass it up.
It's culty. It's culty, and there's certain pieces that are just awesome, like the Kilimanjaro vests or jackets.
Really? Because I don't buy it.
Oh my God, are you serious? I've sold pairs of like dead stock ACG shoes that I have found at Goodwill for more than $300.
I've definitely seen them in yard sales, the dead stock ones that I have not
You
bought.
live in Beaverton, like right near Nike. It's like you're just like people have been working there for. When did Nike move to Beaverton? In the 80s, right?
They've always been here, I think.
Yeah, okay. I thought they were in Eugene first.
But I mean, I think pretty much when they were like a corporate, they were there.
They were always there. Okay.
But so that's why I found those 2 pieces today that were new with tags, right? Like that happens. It's not abnormal for me to see that.
That I need to start hanging out on your side of town one of them.
Yard sale season around here is like every house you go to.
I want anything that says Nike ACG on it.
I'm saying like any house you go to is full of Nike, whether it's new Nike, old Nike. It's just
like people move there to work for Nike.
Yeah, full of it. I don't think that people really grasp me when I say that. I've been saying it for years and people don't actually, like, they're shocked. And I'm like, why? Like, Nike's a thing. I'm like maybe 5 minutes from campus.
If I hang out here too long, I'll have to list something on eBay. Or easy.
Rob got
It was
lost.
weird for me today. I only had $10 in sales overnight last night, which is pretty abnormal. And I didn't get any sales until like noonish. And then I still closed out at a $600 a day. I don't know. It was a really emotional wave for me.
Dude, I had to pack like hundreds of Amazon orders. I mean, hundreds of Amazon pieces for like a couple shipments. And to like 10 boxes today, and I thought I was gonna rip my eyeballs out of my head.
Why? Because it's boring?
So fucking boring. I'm never doing that again. Like next time, John, this is what you get taught to do. That I can afford John doing that.
Why? What? Like you just sent in like stuff you already had at the office, or you bought stuff for Amazon?
I buy stuff specifically for Amazon. I like stuff that is that's weird. What size is this?
I'm gonna share what I'm listening because I want you guys to see. Sometimes my assistants put really funny titles.
Wait, what was your oh, so I like consumables, like non-prescription medical stuff. Like I can sell perfume, I can sell certain beauty products, I can sell ink and toner and blank CDs. I sell things that generally are not returned because I just have learned that like used electronics is just too tough. I mean, it's like people return so much shit.
Look at this turtle shell pattern dress, guys.
Corey, do you do FBA or do you do just merchant?
I would say I'm like 85% FBA on Amazon and like 15% merchant, something like that.
Out of your total business, how much is Amazon and how much is eBay? I ask because I'm curious on, like, I keep hearing that eBay is having a low point. Everybody is saying sales are down, but I thought the springtime was better on eBay than it was for Amazon.
I would say that
all year round.
Exactly. I would say my sales right now on eBay are pretty robust. They're slower than I'd like, but my sales are always slower than I like. And when I make adjustments and find better inventory, things do get better. I think that most of those issues come with the quality of your inventory and the amount you're willing to sell it for.
Yeah.
People come to eBay to find deals. That hasn't changed. That's how eBay started. It started with a broken laser pointer or whatever, but you know, it was the first time somebody had bought something for a deal like that on the internet in that fashion. So it's still the same. It's a deal finding site, and if you can't offer deals or value, eBay is not going to be a marketplace that you're going to be able to compete on.
Can I talk about that for a second?
Yep.
So, Lucy, can you tell me about like where you heard that and why you thought that was a true statement? I'm not like, I'm just curious.
Oh, just people on Instagram saying, you know, sales are low. And when I was looking at slumps for Amazon's slow points are February, March, April. And for my own sales, I've documented it over the last 3 years, and the low points are February, March, April. And, you know, other people would be saying in January, February, you know, the good time for eBay is coming. And I don't know, it just seems like it's on a little bit of a different curve. And mainly because it is the inventory, you know, people are looking to save money, so they're going to eBay. They're spending more on brand new items during Q4 in my mind than used items.
Yeah, so I think that all year round people say their sales are slow.
Yep.
I think all year round the common theme is my sales are slow, nothing is selling. And I think for the most part it's just not true, right? Like your sales, your store is not moving anything because you don't have anything that people want to buy in it currently.
eBay is up 10% from last year at this point.
My sales are up 100% from last month.
Mine are up 138% from last month.
So it all depends on the work you're putting in. People don't want to put in the work; they want to complain.
Yep.
What is, if you had to pick 3 months for eBay, what would your 3 slowest months be? And that's just for you.
I don't think that the variance. Yeah, I don't think the variance is great enough. So Amazon sees a great spike in Q4 because of people buying, because of specific buying habits, but eBay evens out those buying habits because eBay is a global marketplace and not just in the United States. And 2, it has a different access to merchandise than something like Amazon would have. Their global reach and their intra-market reach is much, much different. Amazon has high Q4 sales because that's when people buy new items.
Right. No. I get that. And I get that it's comparing
eBay,
apples to oranges. I'm just saying that if you were going to base your entire business off eBay, which two of you do, you know, I assume you look at your sales over a year and kind of know, okay, the busier time is this time and the slower time is this time. Is it the same as Amazon? Q4 is the busy time and kind of the rest of the year is not? Or do you have specific time periods?
I think if you have great inventory, your busy time is the entire year, and fourth quarter is amazing. Like, you love fourth quarter because everything sells.
I would kind of agree with that. I mean,
you have to work.
People told me when I started, like, oh, get ready because the summer is going to be completely dead. And last summer I was super busy.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
I wasn't going to go to eBay Open because I was so busy doing things to grow both my Amazon and my eBay business. So.
And then people said the same thing for January. They're like, people stop spending money after the holidays. January has been my best month almost every year I've been doing this.
I do quite well in January.
So, and I think that my February was a little slow, but I don't think that was eBay's fault. I think that was my fault.
My February was slow too, and I think it was. I don't think it was my fault. I know it was my fault.
I should revise mine. That was my fault.
Absolutely. So the market,
the only thing consistent about eBay is when I have a slow month, it's because I didn't do something the same. Like, I wasn't consistent. I didn't put in the work, so I had a slow month. I wasn't out finding products that people wanted to buy, so I had a slow month. I've never had a slow month that was eBay's fault. It was always something I did.
Always my fault. Always my fault. Absolutely. Whenever, I mean, I'm right now, I'm working, I'm working from I get to the office around 9:30 and I leave about 5:30, and then some nights I come back and complete drafts, and some nights I'll complete drafts the next night. Some nights I'm taking try to take 2 evenings off where after that working period I don't do anything else, even after my kid goes to sleep. So I do have some extended hours, and I probably do more work than I have to at this point, but yeah, I mean, this isn't like something I wake up, roll out of the shower, and do for 2 hours, and then go watch Netflix for 4 hours. I haven't watched a television show in 6 months. I'm not joking. If I'm oh, I have time to watch television, I'll listen to something that's informative and get some of this work done that I actually like doing. So what I'm doing now and screen sharing to the world, I may not be the best at it, but I really, really enjoy it. I enjoy the process of finding it. I enjoy the process of finding the people who want it. And I enjoy the process of processing it profitably. All of that appeals to me, and I like doing it. And I want to get better at it, right? So I think that if a lot of people have this idea about eBay, that it's this place, and I keep seeing stores that are just Nicole has sent me a few stores, and some other resellers or other merchants on eBay have sent me some stores, and I'm every single time the combination is exactly the same. Very little work to find items, so very common items that are of very little value, or just bad. I mean, that is the most part. It actually takes work to source things, by the way.
And sometimes, gosh, the photos that people are putting up there are just
so bad.
So bad. And if you have an item that's a one-of-a-kind item, right? You can, I suppose, afford to have shitty photos, right? Because you've got the only one. And I've seen it a million times when I'm looking up vintage items that are hard to find. I find people that are photographing these gorgeous vintage gowns thrown on their kitchen floor. And they're still selling because there's only one of them out there. When you're selling an Ann Taylor blouse, right, and there's 579 of the exact same item, you can't afford to be mediocre. Yeah. And unfortunately, that's what a lot of these people that are saying, my sales are terrible, my sales suck, is they're selling commodity items that everyone else has. Their prices are not competitive. They have terrible photos. Their listings are terrible. And this isn't me trying to be negative. This is how it is. I'm not insulting them as people, but they have they have their listings that have 950 paragraphs of, you know, why they don't take returns and fuck you for even asking. And I don't take returns, and I'm still saying that I think that that's shitty.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm going to interject and say, like, just having an item where there's 978 competitors means that the market isn't good. You want things with like that are common with low competition, then you know it's trending and people want to buy it, right? That's
so like my favorite things to find to sell on eBay are things that have about 300 listings up and about 400 to 500 solds on those.
That's cool. Yeah, that's where that's totally.
But even like, so you don't want to find those 900, but you also don't want to find something that only has 20 items up in the clothing range.
20 is okay.
Not in clothing, in the clothing I'm selling. My market. Talking about my market. 20 items up and maybe 5 sold, 10 sold, because that means that the women aren't searching for that, like, necessarily. You know what I mean? Like, it's just not when it comes to clothing, you have to find, at least for like a fast flipper.
You want to be looking at multiple solds, you're saying.
You have to be looking at something that has enough of a following that there's listings up for it, at least.
Like there's a demand, there's a market, and the price is determined by the market.
Yeah. So like if there's only 20 listed,
I don't sell anything like that.
It's hard. Yeah, that's for me. The 300 is like the good spot. The 200 to 300 is a solid spot.
Yeah, but you want 300 listed, but you want how many sold?
Like 400 to 500 in 90 days.
Okay, that's not bad.
I like your payment policy.
My normal shipping policy is vacation. I don't have anybody to amuse me, so I have to amuse myself. Anyway.
Is Mike just waiting on you?
No, he saw that. Were you listening? Is that how you knew? Are you listening to it?
I just heard you say pay me.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, okay.
So he came over and started throwing dollar bills at us.
You.
He was paying us.
Pay me.
Pay me.
It's a mantra. It's like if I have a payment policy that says pay me, they're more likely to pay me because it's like a subliminal message through the internet of space mind travel. Look, see, Portland, state of mind.
It's way more fun to make listings live with you guys. Lucy, tell us about your business.
I do mostly Amazon. I do eBay 1 day a week for my poor eBay store. I put like maybe 4 to 6 hours every Sunday into it, but I consistently, sell stuff, so I'm not unhappy with it. I like to keep fresh on eBay because I always worry like if something happened with Amazon. Same with if something happened on eBay, I want to be able to sell on either confidently.
You want to be diversified.
Yeah. Like my history is I've been laid off 6 out of 8 jobs in 10 years. Yikes. So I'm like, I'm going to get a job that I can't get laid off of. And I feel like I'm finally at a point where if Amazon crashed and burned tomorrow, I could pick up eBay in a heartbeat and run with it.
Yeah. So, and then diversify into something else. Maybe to keep yourself a lifeline.
I tried to get into Poshmark, and I've looked a little bit on Mercari, but just for sourcing. Poshmark, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to make it. It seems like they have really good momentum, but
dude, their average sale price is low, so low.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like.
There's a lot of trash on Poshmark that you gotta sift through, but I think the same thing can obviously be said for eBay.
I
think a combination. A lot of
money behind them right now. They just raised like some million. It's like a huge million amount of dollars.
My point is like I feel like I'm a reseller. It doesn't really matter what the platform is. I do Amazon right now, but I want to be able to jump to any of them because any company can go down quick. I mean, I've been watching the LuLaRoe, that train wreck,
dumpster fire.
Did you know that only 3% of mom businesses stay in business, like M2M businesses?
I'm shocked.
Because they're not pyramid schemes.
No,
And
they're
still people
reverse pyramid schemes.
Ugh.
and still people sign up for it. I saw like a huge statistic thing the other day, and I was like, "What is going on?"
Because they're all fucking trash.
Well, yeah, it's not a shocker. I mean, Sensi before, like
They're all the same.
It's the same job.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Like Avon is like the same kind of thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, it started with like Avon, and now it's just so much more prolific because they all get told, oh, you're gonna make big money, and all you have to do is stay at home and sell this cutesy tootsie little item.
Yeah.
And all your friends are gonna want it, and it's like,
Yeah.
no, none of your friends fucking want it.
Here's
They
an
all want you to leave
inspirational
them alone.
video. Do you have a VHS in here? We have an inspirational video we'd like to show you.
Can we get the lights turned down, please?
World Star and Avon present crap you don't need.
Yeah, the first thing all those places do is say hit up all your friends and family, and then they want you to have all these parties on nights and weekends. And I'm like, the whole point of working for myself is so that I can be off with my kids when I want to choose to do that, not be tied to all these parties all the time. I don't know. I never liked any of those pyramid schemes.
No, you should stay away from multi-level marketing.
Yeah. But no, I started a VA service about 6 weeks ago, so I'm enjoying that. I order stuff online and it arrives. I'm flipping it.
OA, like online arbitrage?
Yeah, but so what it is Family Affairs FBA. He offers a service with a virtual assistant. The virtual assistant scours the internet for bolos for Amazon, and then the sheet's only shared with max 4 or 5 people. And I'm on 2 sheets. I'm on toys and health and beauty. And so they find them, they list them every day, and then I can just go in and buy what I want and do my own research. And I definitely look at it a little bit tighter than the VAs. The VAs are pretty good, but they make mistakes here and there.
Wait, so they pay? How does that work?
It's so weird.
I pay. Let's see here. It's $250 for access to 2 sheets for 1 month service, and the VA goes in and gives you 10 items on each sheet. So I'm getting essentially 20 sourced items every day, 5 days a week. Then I can go in and buy whatever I want from those items. So they give me the link, what it's selling for, what it's buying for, any coupon codes, the rank. They have rank limitations.
So this is a formula that they are applying to specific products, and you're buying that formula?
No, I'm buying access to the actual product. Or the information. I'm buying the information.
So, exactly. So they have some formula they use to come up with products, and then you buy their product. Is this profitable?
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. You've got to, like I said, you need to make sure that you're not catching any
money
mistakes.
too, right? Anytime arbitrage means money, you need capital.
Yes, you gotta have capital, and you've got to deal with the lag time. So I may order it today. It may take 4 or 5 days to show up at my house. I want to inspect it and repackage it, make sure there's nothing. You never know what you're going to get.
Then you have to get it to Amazon,
and
right?
then get it to Amazon. So
that's another
whatever you're looking at, you're not going to get your money back for a little bit of time.
Absolutely. And I have daily payouts with Amazon. I don't know if I've ever said that before, but
so you must have got in.
I've been selling on Amazon since like 2000. I don't even know.
That was probably about a year before I joined.
Maybe. I think it was 2011, but I actually think I started my account and sold something randomly in like 2007, like a CD or like a college book or something. So that kind of like established my account, and then I started selling like a lot in like 2010, 2011. Books, records. I would go down to the college and get books. When I don't want to say it like that because I was going to college. At college, I would buy people's books after the courses were over and sell them on Amazon.
Oh, that's so smart.
That was really good back in the day. Right now, there's so many people buying back books, and
this was really easy in Portland. There were stores near Portland State that bought that books, but they wouldn't give you very much, and I would seriously go after the last exam of specific courses like microbiology with a stack of money.
Hey, we have Mr. Destroy joining us. We have a new friend joining us.
Destroy. Hello, Mr. Destroy.
It is really late where he is.
Can you hear us?
We can't hear you.
I'm screen sharing, so I can't.
He's figuring it out.
Yes,
Okay.
you got this.
You have to unmute it. Mr.
We'll be
Destroy.
here.
Yeah, we're not going anywhere.
It is late there, but I think they're always burning the midnight oil. I think they're always. That's true. We're all crazy people.
I see a more likely combination of things happening where people just give up and they're like, Amazon, here, just buy this and do it for us. Like, we cannot compete against you. So they bought all the Whole Foods, but they haven't done anything yet. Okay,
They went in cahoots with Safeway too, for their Prime deliveries.
And they're already in cahoots with New Seasons here.
Mm-hmm. I love New Seasons.
No.
What is New Seasons? I don't even know what that is.
It's like a smaller.
It's like a PCC.
Oh.
So if you're unaware, these guys, they started a company called Nature's Northwest. Have you heard of Nature's Northwest?
No.
Neither one of you? Oh gosh. Okay, so they bought that in like 2003 or something like that. And it was here in Oregon and Southern Washington, I believe. It was called Nature's Northwest. It was a competitor to Whole Foods. And the guys who owned the company sold it for a ridiculous amount of money to Whole Foods. They had to sign a 10-year non-compete, right? The day the non-compete was over, they opened up the first New Seasons. Opened it.
Holy shit, no way.
Yup.
So they already had everything ready to go and then boom.
Oh, that's funny. That's ballsy.
Dude, now they have the New Seasons is it's a tiny empire if you're from around these parts. It's worth at least 30 million, 40 million.
I love New Seasons.
It's a strong brand here. They built a brand quickly.
It's not even cheap. I just love the atmosphere in there. It's
not even cheap. It's the opposite of cheap. I get almost everything that you can get there at grocery outlet for half the price.
Yeah, I don't buy my groceries there, but I like going there for lunch. I like taking my kids there. They have a farmer's market at the one by my house, so we go there in the summertime on the weekends. It's like a destination.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why I haven't been there, because the only one here is on fucking Mercer Island.
There you go.
And I don't even know if I'd be welcome on Mercer Island.
You got purple hair. Get out of here. This is Mercer Island.
They're like, no, sorry.
No, sorry. You need to be Steve Jobs.
You have not made enough money to shop here.
To stand on this island. Well, we just go to Mercer Island to shop at the New Seasons. Well, maybe we'll see Steve Jobs. Honey, Steve Jobs is dead. Oh. Probably won't see Steve Jobs.
Here, let's say something from Pendleton.
Who?
I'll show you.
Let's show me.
I don't know how this got into my store, but this is apparently in my store.
Can I need to stop.
Pendleton dress that no one cares about.
Yeah, there's a lot of Pendleton dresses nobody cares about.
Inspired by Pendleton's archives.
Archives.
I said it.
Oh, and it's a petite.
Yeah,
dude.
Damn, girl. Good luck.
Listen, that is a terrible dress. And the thing to know about Pendleton, hi everybody, tartan is the worst. No one wants Pendleton tartan stuff. No one cares about it. No one wants to buy it. No one wants to spit on it. Nobody wants to use it as toilet paper. Don't buy this stuff.
Well, maybe tartan will come back in style.
Tartan plaid, that is not true. I want to say tartan plaid skirts do really well for me.
What?
There are certain tartans that do really well. Like I sold them for like $50 for long pleated tartan plaid skirts.
Maybe in style stuff that just happens to be this tartan plaid, but I would say
no, older stuff, older wool skirts. I sold one today to someone. There are some that the tartan plaids are coming back.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
I want to see it. I just sold a couple tartan plaid pieces
tomorrow on our show. We're gonna look up tartan.
Yeah. What are you guys doing for a show tomorrow? Or is it a secret?
What was that? Ugh.
My face is. It's like the time of the month where my face breaks out really bad. It sucks.
I'm sorry.
What show do you have and what time tomorrow? I think I'm at home.
Yeah.
Except for I have a foot
I don't
appointment,
know.
but-
What time are we doing this show?
I'm free all day.
Okay. Before lunch or after lunch? Let's do 11 o'clock.
Okay, that's perfect.
That's good. Then I can watch. I will be home.
It's going to be a 30-minute show, though. I can only commit to 30 minutes.
Okay. I'm not mad about that.
Nope, I'm out. I'll catch it later.
Oh, what are you up to tomorrow?
I have a foot appointment. I have bad feet.
Oh.
That's
Like-
not good.
They're just gonna cut them off, both of them.
I asked for that. I said, "Can you get me little things with the little implants so then I can change them out? I could have roller skates, skis. I could have the bouncy thing." The doctor didn't find that amusing, but
He's like,
no, I had
do that,
plantar
man.
fasciitis. I've had surgeries on both of them, and then one point it was broken. He got mad at me. He's like, "You know your foot's broken." I'm like, "Well, no, otherwise I wouldn't be fucking walking around." It hurts. I told you it hurt.
Hello, Mr. Destroy. I apologize. How are you?
I can't hear him.
We still can't hear him.
We still can't hear you.
And
No,
you're
no,
not
no.
muted on our end.
You got to turn your mute, like at the top of the screen, there's a little bar. It's like invite people, mute microphone. Your microphone's muted. A little bar at the top with a red telephone.
No, it wasn't muted. No, he hit the button and I saw it turn on and off, so he wasn't muted.
We definitely can't hear you, Mr. Destroy. I'm sorry.
Unplug your headphones and see if we can hear you without headphones.
Yeah. Just. Hello?
Ah, yes.
Speak. You.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, awesome. There we go.
There you go. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Hey, thank you, thank you.
This is your first time on the Mighty Mushroom show, is that right?
It is, yeah. Long time lurker, first time caller.
Well, tell us about the Destroy family for a sec, so everybody who's in the chat knows you, and hopefully you'll be part of this more often.
Yeah, I'm normally up during this time. This is my prime working hours. I am Dave Destroy of the Destroy family. My fiance Destroy is asleep and has been for a few hours. I'm a little jealous. I am full-time eBay. She is part-time eBay. And we are working this year to get her full-time as well. We got another little one on the way, and don't want her to have to work. So that's what we're working towards now.
That's cool, man. So primarily eBay, you said, right? Or all eBay?
Well, all eBay with very minimal Poshmark. She handles the Poshmark. I have a hate relationship with Poshmark.
Oh, that's cool. Well, what about your love relationship with eBay? Tell us something that you love about eBay, or why you sell on eBay? Because obviously you like it. That's why you do it.
I love it. There's something for everybody. There's so many things that we may see no value and no interest in, can be the ugliest thing ever, and we put it up to sell, and someone will find it. It's that thing they're going to cherish and love, and for whatever reason. And I just really like that aspect of it. Plus, just the freedom it gives. We had with our 2-year-old, we had him and my mom watching him for the first few months, and we would, we'd see him do something exciting at home when we had him, and we'd tell her about it, and she'd be like, "Oh, yeah, he did that the other day," and it was just very disheartening. And so just the freedom that eBay has granted us to be home with him and not moments is.
I don't think your case is a unique case. I think a lot of people have the same story. So I mean, eBay is so awesome because when Amazon tells you no, you can just see this is something you can't sell on Amazon. Certain types of HP ink you can't sell on Amazon. So you can sell it. It's just such a wider marketplace. I just wish they were more robust.
Yeah, a lot less restrictions, a lot more open to sell on it, and definitely a lot they could work, do as you say, more robust for it. But it's I prefer it. We'd like to do Amazon and all that, but
I don't like the platform at all, Dave.
down the line.
I don't like it at all. And man, if you could grow a great eBay business, it is just so much more advantageous to you in the long run, I think. You just have so much more control, so much more customer interaction, so much more ability to gain insight, make changes to your business without like interference on a broad level. Amazon is tough, man. I just see what they do, and I fear for the people who just sell on Amazon. I really do, because I just really feel like they just have they just do not. They actually don't. They don't even see. They see themselves. Amazon is like, oh, we're doing a favor to sellers by letting them ride this wave. And for me, that's what it feels like. And at some point, when we don't need them, we'll just remove them, because we'll just be able to get the stuff from where they're getting it for, and we'll be able to get it cheaper.
Exactly. I mean, they're able to collect, massive data from all these sellers. And from it that the sellers ultimately aren't needed. They can do it themselves. There's nothing stopping them.
Exactly, which I think is the opposite of eBay, where it's at least partially based on like some community mentality. I know it's a corporation, and I have no doubts that they've made tons of mistakes because I've seen them. But in the end, I just think it's a better company to work with. That's just my opinion. Yeah. And I know that you don't have a ton of experience working with Amazon, or maybe not at all. But I can tell you that I'm not saying that you shouldn't do it, because you can make money very, very quickly. That money can be taken away from you very, very quickly. And when I say taken away from you, I'm talking about cash flow, because all of us know the power of cash flow, right? Cash flow makes your business.
Cash rules everything around me.
Cash flow. My cash flow brings all the, I don't know.
No, we shouldn't even try, really.
You know what? Damn it. I made this show so I could say stupid crap on the internet, okay?
Wait, did you start the broadcast when you were rapping, or was that before you started the broadcast?
I don't know.
I think it was before, unfortunately.
Oh, damn it. Next time I'll start with a rap. I'm so bad.
Yes. There's a cat in your merchandise.
I'm so bad.
Oh, what a jerk. This is we love this cat. She's
There's
leaving
always
us
a
soon.
cat in my merchandise, so.
You don't run into the hair problem.
I don't have the hair problem, that's true.
She's been tearing through all of our boxes back there.
What where do you acquire your merchandise from, Dave? Like where do you try to get your stuff?
We do have like this stuff. All those boxes back there. We normally buy from a I don't know what the best word to call him. But okay, so the clothing donation bins?
Yep.
He owns a business that has those spread throughout.
Okay.
And what he does from there, he does donate quite a bit overseas. He runs a business out that way as well. And he also facilitates, runs 3 or 4 thrift stores in the area, supplies them with all their products. He picks as well. He sells on the RealReal. He doesn't do eBay or Amazon because there's too much time for him. But he also does bulk sales for people like us or other people who ship overseas. So for most often, we just buy bulk from him and then just go to our Goodwill bins or other thrift stores for when we want to cherry pick. But for the prices he's giving us, like all this stuff, I bought 13 boxes of this size for about $580. And if we don't, I would be surprised if we didn't 10 times that easily. And it is a lot of bread and butter stuff, but we get some. There has been a few home runs that I've come across already that will easily pay for each box that stuff came in.
How many items approximately do you like list a day?
It ranges right now. We go for, on a low end, I want to do at least 20. But more so, it's going to be closer to about 30, 35. We're running into, right now we're battling with a time, I call it time management issue. Essentially with Megan's pregnancy now, she's been facing a lot of bad nausea and been very bedridden. So I'm spending more time with our son, watching him, and he does not allow us to work. He likes to play with all of our clothes when we have them out, and so it's really, or push our laptop, and so he's very in our face. So the time that we would have to work, or I would be able to go in the back room and just kind of do my thing there, has dwindled greatly. So it's been a struggle adjusting to having less time to do the listings we have been doing and bring as well. But we're generally around 20 to 30. I think I'm actually at 30 already for the day, and 15 things I'm going to get up.
Cool.
Yeah, that's such a hard age to do this with. Like,
yeah, dude.
Man,
They
it's
need
like with an
attention.
infant is easy, and then once you hit that like 4 or 5, it gets a lot easier. But that like 2 and 3-year-old, man, they're nightmares. They're amazing, but they're nightmares.
Mother,
Well,
the mother can say
years,
they're a nightmare.
right?
The mother is allowed to say. Yeah.
I mean, they're the best kind of little nightmare, but when it comes to like getting things done, whether that's doing the dishes or
Yeah, you can't do
working.
anything.
No, nothing.
No, they need that attention.
So the wonderful customer service rep I was speaking with earlier that gave me that hot tip.
Yes, I remember.
Oh, is this about the spring dresses?
Yeah.
What is this tip?
So we called in we lost our top rated last month due to an inventory problem, and we thought we were going to get it back, and we're not going to. I was basically just trying to see if I could work. And he was like, "Oh, well, since it's all percentages, if you just sell more. So here, I'm going to give you a tip. Here's what you do: sell spring dresses."
No, he did not.
Dude,
And
that is a fucked up thing to say.
And iPhone 10 cases and chargers. They fly out of your store. And I was like, really?
Wait, what did he say? I sell what?
iPhone, no, to spell spring dresses and iPhone 10 cases. That was his big hot tip for us.
Okay.
Hot tip.
That's pretty bullshit.
First off, the same thing happened to me.
Like, I should get fired for saying that.
Yeah, the same similar thing happened to me, and my hot tip from the guy when he could not give me my top rated, which I should have lost today and I didn't, and I'm still working that out in my head. I don't know how. I think so eBay does have a grace period apparently, and I think
90 days. But they don't give it to you sometimes. So if you call and they didn't give it to you, they can. So it happened to me too, and it happened to me about 2 months ago. They took away my top rated status on a total fluke and a bug. So it's actually a weird bug in the system, and it took me out, and they helped me out with it. But they exist, and certain things can happen, but you're supposed to have 90 days to get your status back if you have a store, so that you don't drop into below standard, right? But if you don't know, or it doesn't work, which it doesn't always work, like the system doesn't work properly. If you don't have concierge service, there's really no way to talk to somebody.
Who knows what they're doing?
No, there's just no way to talk to somebody. Not even whether they know what they're doing.
My hot tip from the guy was, you're going to lose it, which I didn't, so he was wrong.
Yep.
And then he said, and, the great news, so he came back with this great news. Great news was that, well, you sell so much stuff that you're on a 3-month evaluation, so you'll only lose it for a maximum of 3 months.
Only.
Wow.
Yeah, like I would say I want to talk to your boss. Like, so when the last time I talked to I was on with concierge. So now that I know this is possible, it's pretty awesome. So one of the guys at concierge, his name was like Jason or something. He just did an awesome job. He wasn't like this guy who was an idiot for saying anything stupid like that. Because that is stupid, and I would like to apologize for that, even though I don't even work at eBay because I like eBay. But that is bullshit, Dave. And I talked to this awesome dude at concierge. He helped me out, solve this problem to the utmost level that he can. And then I said, hey, man, that was really awesome. Can I talk to your boss? And I think his boss was the guy who was like the guy above him was like obviously in some office somewhere. He just took a second. He answered the phone. I talked to him for a minute. And that was it. So I know that you can get at least if you have the concierge service, you can talk to the guy above that and the guy above that. And if you can talk to one guy above, you can always talk to the next guy above. You know what I'm saying? You can escalate.
And that's only $350 a month.
Okay, it's way ass worth it if you're in that situation.
No, I know. I that $350 a month, man.
It's actually $300 if you just sign up for the year. So.
Oh, okay.
It's $249 if you sign up for the year, actually.
So it's basically free.
I don't know. My eBay fees this month are $2,300.
Mine were. Let's see. You want me to tell you what mine were? Make you feel better about life. I want my eBay fees to be like $1 million a month.
I know.
I'm just happy when they're going up because that means my sales are going up.
I mean,
that's what I told the lady that I met yesterday at the post office. She's like, God, I just paid my fees and they were so high. I'm like, good. They should be higher.
Yeah, it means you're doing better. This is a cool receiver. This is an Akai AA135. It's kind of fucked though.
What are you listing right now, Dave?
Right now I am listing pants. Lots and lots of men's pants.
Pants do so well though.
They do, yeah.
Like dress pants or jeans?
I am. What am I on? Man, I'm on a bunch of dress pants. I was actually excited for it because then this box we opened up, it was all men's, technically winter, but it's really just dress clothes. But we got a couple decent like Brooks Brothers. I think it's Brooks Brothers Fitzgerald suits, which isn't like. And then I think the ones we got go for around like $50-$60.
Oh.
It was up to March. But just trying to, I sorted everything out because, again, all of our shortage of time, I was like, as long as I'm listing the same thing, I can get it done a lot quicker.
Well, I don't know why you're not listing spring dresses.
Yeah, seriously, did you not listen?
I'm slacking. I gotta start getting those up.
He didn't tell you to list men's pants.
Oh my God.
It's your fault.
I actually want to strangle that guy.
It was rough. I couldn't help just but smile and laugh. I was like, this is happening. This is my day.
You're like, oh, thanks.
What if you respond back to him? Just like,
I was like, oh, thank you so much. I was more mad that I couldn't fix there was nothing I could do about my issue. And I was just like, great, thank you so much for that. I'll get on that. But what happened was we had lost last month. And it was literally like and right when we were reevaluated, our what it says the next month if we value then was already going to be top rated again. So it was literally just like a split moment of our numbers that dropped us.
Yeah.
And then up until last night when I was tracking everything, we were on track to get it. And while we were away for about that week, I had updated all of our handling times, but it looks like I missed one policy, and it was guaranteed delivery. And so the buyer opened up a case. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I messaged the buyer and was like, hey, sorry, I'm snowed in right now. I'm going to be home on this day. I'll get it out to you. They responded back, no problem. The case was automatically closed by eBay since I didn't get it shipped out for the guaranteed delivery. and so the case was closed without, in the buyer's favor of a defect rate to push us over to not get it again for this month.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I just don't even fight those or do anything. Like, if it gets to the point where it's going to affect my account, I just refund the person. You got to solve those problems because eBay really, really cares that you solve those problems.
Yeah. And I guess I wasn't counting on it being automatic, just that it being automatically closed. I was figuring that, I communicated with the buyer and I had my time to get back before it happened. And that's what I was going to explain to him. I was like, I reached out to the buyer and they're like, well, they opened before you did, so sorry. I'm like, well, all right.
Didn't you get snowed in like somewhere? You were driving back from that reseller fam event, and then you got snowed in somewhere, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. We got snowed in West Virginia. We were driving back through the mountains, and my goal was to be in that area when it was still light out, because I knew they were calling for snow. And of course, that didn't happen by any means. And the snow was coming down pretty hard. Couldn't see on the road. And I hate driving in the snow with a passion. And more so just that, not just I hate the weather, but just makes me stressed out and nervous. And it got to the point where I was having a panic attack. And so I was like, I got to pull over. I can't drive in this at all. And that was the downfall. So basically I pulled over, calmed down. I was like, all right, I'm going to get going again. And at this point, we're only 2 hours from home. And I'm get stuck where I pulled over. And thankfully, we were in someone's driveway, essentially, in the middle of nowhere. He hitched up his truck to tow us out. My tire flipped the sign, popped my tire, ripped off half my bumper. And so we had to put the donut on and just booked. We opened up our phone, found the closest place we could stay, and it ended up being some lodge that was 5 miles up a mountain.
What?
Which made it even.
This is in reference to like the missed order deadline.
This is what was happening.
I know, but you're you had anticipated being back by a specific time to be able to process and mail orders.
Well, yeah. I extended my handling time to 10 days to cover the whole thing, but I think one policy for that one, I did not update it.
Yeah, dude, that is a huge flaw in eBay, by the way.
Yeah, you can't do a mass.
All of your car troubles aside, that one clipped me pretty hard 2 years ago. Definitely learned my lesson though.
Okay, so go on. I want to hear the story. So like,
yeah. So we just booked the closest place, and without knowing where it was, we just need to stay somewhere. We're driving and start going up this mountain with my donut on my car, like, again, just still terrified of everything, stressed out.
Pregnant wife.
So no one's doing well right now. And we pull up to this place, and it's like a legit lodge in the mountains, actual keys to the rooms, and admittedly, it was a nice place, but just not the last place we wanted to be in a snowstorm. Going into the next day, it snowed another 11 inches.
Damn.
And I had my car towed out, and I was asking the tow truck driver, because I was going to ride out with him and drive it back up. And I was asking him how the roads were, and he was just telling me how nasty it was out there. And I was like, if a local tow truck driver is telling me it's bad in his truck, I don't think I want to drive my little Subaru around. So I just had him tow it down, and we ended up staying another night. And that going into the next day, it was snowing another 8 inches.
That's insane.
So at this point, the place was like $100 a night, which isn't awful, but it's not money we weren't expecting to spend. And the only place we could eat and the only food that was available to us was in the restaurant. So every meal we're eating in their restaurant. And what made it bad for Megan is she's having a meat aversion right now. So any kind of meat is just, turning her off, makes her feel sick. The place was called the Smokehouse, and it's basically all barbecue.
No, sweet child.
So it was.
So you spent, and you'd already spent a ton of money on this trip to begin with.
Yep, and we decided to drive out because it was going to be ultimately cheaper than flying, and now we ended up paying 2 or 3 times as much as we would have. It was.
My God.
Yeah. Thankfully we got out that second day we were there. One of the, because it was in some state park there, and he was able to drive us out to our car, and which was super thankful about. I was still nervous kind of getting out of the area, even though the roads were still there was still snow out, still a little icy. But yeah, over the snow, it was an expensive nightmare.
Oh.
But we learned, don't drive through West Virginia mountains. Moral of the story.
Sucks.
Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old here, older than the trees, younger than the mountains.
You get a free music show.
What?
The Mighty Mushroom Evening Channel.
John Denver, man.
To soothe the woes.
Are you guys gonna come to eBay Open?
You better.
We want to.
Try.
It just boils down to if we can get my mom to watch our little guy.
Yeah, you got to take care of the child.
Yeah.
And money.
And money.
Or if we go, we're flying.
You're not gonna drive all the way to Vegas?
You know, as fun as it might be, actually, it is a fun drive. I've done that
There's
drive.
no snow in Vegas.
I've done from here to San Diego and back. I've done that drive. That's all southern routes. That's easy. That's fun.
Yeah. No, it's like the mountains of the East Coast and the upper Rocky Mountains, like in Idaho and Wyoming and Colorado. Man, that stuff can be crazy.
No. We're coming. There's that nor'easter's coming through here too. Or it did come through.
I thought that had already struck.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it isn't. It barely.
I think there's another one though.
Another one. And then when we found out about it, of course, we were in West Virginia. They're like, "Yeah, that nor'easter's coming next week," and I was like, "I'm gonna be the fuck out of here."
Also, like West Virginia isn't necessarily a place I want to hang. I've been there. I don't need to go back.
Yeah, I'm a hard pass.
I'm not going to West Virginia
ever.
I have somebody in my group this month is in West Virginia, and he's a teacher in West Virginia, and they just did all those strikes, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad for him.
There's nothing that would get me to go to West Virginia. I can't think of anything.
What is this?
I think Nicole's muted. I'm not sure, or somebody's muting people randomly.
I'm not on a muting. I'm too busy to be on a muting right now.
I just stopped. I don't know. Hey, Anne Fontaine, is that exciting?
Huh?
Hold on. Anne Fontaine.
I have no clue.
Oh, shit. Yes, let me just share this really fast. I had no idea this jacket came somewhere. I have no idea where half my shit comes from anymore. It just gets listed and then hold on. So this brand is apparently a bolo.
Yeah, Leah, this is a Sphinx cat.
He looks like Morla today.
He did.
So I have a blazer from this jacket or this brand apparently.
Wait. Let me hold on. What?
Oh well, it's not as exciting now as I go down. Hold on. Oh, Reese, who's that?
I thought you said laser. I wanted to see a laser. You guys always talk about boring clothing.
Oh, this isn't as exciting anymore. It doesn't sell anything.
I like talking about laser beams and frogs.
I mean, there's some that are in the like 50, 70, but it looks like there must be a certain level of her label that sells for that 100,
Okay,
200.
It's not exciting.
That looks vintage. That tag looks vintage, though.
Yeah, I think it's vintage. Look at.
Is it velvet? It looks like velvet.
No, it's a curl. It's like a textured fabric, but it's not velvet.
That sounds good. You should do that. All right.
I told my mom about eBay Open today, and she's now really wanting me to go.
You should.
She's in Vegas.
It's great. How old is your mom?
62-ish, I think. She
There's
runs an
a-
antique shop.
There's a lot of people there were like, I would say last year there were like 400 of the sellers were like between the ages of like 65 and 75.
She can't figure out eBay.
Well,
She's like, I just don't get it.
there was a
No.
whole group. Jason T. Smith's crew.
Mm.
They're kind of they're thrifty after 50.
So as like a part-time eBay person, would it be worth it to go?
Yes.
I would say yes, if for nothing else than the fun of it.
Dude,
Well, I know I'd have a ton of
it's
fun.
so imagine like you're talking about having eBay as a backup. What if you knew somebody who actually worked there that you could ask questions to, form connections with, and get things solved? Possibly, that's like, it's crazy. Like, it's really cool to know somebody like at eBay who's like now a friend of mine who I met there, and like I tell him things that happen, and he's like, "Oh, we'll look into that," you know. So, and he has some influence, so that's good. At least having somebody who's inside of a giant company like that is really, really cool. And how can you make that happen? Go hang out with them for 5 days.
It's 5 days.
2 days, whatever. Yeah, it's 4 days. The first day, it's crazy though. It was so cheap. It was like $200, or whatever it was. It was like $200, and like all the meals and happy. So on the first day, the first day of the conference, I can't remember if there was breakfast on every day I was there, then a snack, then lunch, then a snack, then a happy hour.
It's like being in like kindergarten again.
Did
It
you
was like-
even go out like
It's
after?
like summer camp. It's like totally summer camp, and there's a pool, and there's archery.
Does
It's
anyone
great.
remember the days off the top of their head?
They
That
haven't announced it yet. They will tomorrow.
I
22nd.
thought they did announce it.
Wait, say that again?
The 22nd is when tickets go on sale.
So are they announcing it, or can you buy tickets?
Yeah, that's when you buy tickets.
They're like, it's like hang.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hang out, buy these tickets.
Hey, no, but so I'm wondering, like, Corey, did you actually get to see any other Vegas, or did you just do conference stuff the whole time?
I need to turn my volume up. Hold on. I'll put these stupid headphones back on. What do you say?
When you were there, like, were people actually going swimming and doing fun things, or just conferencing the whole time?
Dude, like one day I just, like, for half the day chilled at the pool. Just to chill at the pool.
Oh,
But-
okay. So you can like go have fun. I'm like worried because I don't necessarily want to go to all the classes and like
You
do all
don't
that
have to go to
stuff.
any of the classes. There's a place, if you have the badge. So what you do is, like, let's say you're not interested in having breakfast, or you want to see the keynote speeches that are in the morning. So you go have breakfast, see the keynotes, right? Go do whatever you want to do, hang out, go by the pool, do whatever, work. That's what I would do. There's a common area to work in. And a lot of the eBay people who work at eBay are working there, and other resellers are working there, and distributors are working there. And there's a huge ability to network, right? Because everybody's there. Go to the pool, hang out, come back for lunch, talk to people, sit down at a table with 7 random resellers, hand out your business card, talk. It's really a networking event, and you don't have to be there the whole time. I went to a few classes, but actually, like, I don't think any of those would be in my wheelhouse. What I'd love to see this year is, like, people like Kayla and Nicole and, like, myself have, like, some kind of mini, like, sessions, like, kind of like rap session, where, like,
Yes.
just for 30 minutes or an hour, you just rap in a room about something,
Yes.
like, talk about. So, like, that would be pretty cool.
I would be all about it.
So, like, show what you're good at and why you're good at it, and, like, give some tips and show people, you know, like share some information, answer some questions. That's what I would have loved to have seen. There were some interesting sessions. What was really cool is and one of the best parts and one of the reasons I went was to have my account analyzed. You only have 15 minutes, but like I talked to the girl, and then after she was done with that session, she was just hanging out at eBay. So I went and we bumped into each other, and it's eBay open, right? So she pulled it back up for me, and we went over through some other numbers, and she explained some things to me. It was really, really cool. So, I mean, as long as they're not violating any eBay policy, people can like help you, give you information, help you with customer service, do all kinds of stuff. It's like people are at eBay are working from their little desks and stuff there. So it's cool. I mean, I'm telling you, like if you're gonna sit around and just listen to the classes because you need to learn, that's cool. But it's on another level because you are. So I walked down the hallway with both Hal Lawton and Devin Winnig, and I didn't know who Hal Lawton was until he went into the keynote. So I was walking down the hallway, and this guy was standing next to me, and I started talking to him. He was talking about being from Tennessee or whatever, and he happened to be like this, whatever he is, the CFO at the time or whatever. You know, like he's like the third in command of eBay, second in command of eBay. And then he got up on the stage, and I was like, "Oh, that's that dude." I knew who Devin Winnig was. I kind of like scooted up to like just say hi.
Are you guys going to be staying at the MGM Grand? I'm assuming that's where it is. I mean, I could be wrong. It's at the Venetian this year?
Yeah.
Where did you see that?
They haven't announced it yet.
I watched Sip and Flip, and I caught some of the resellers too, and they said tickets were going on the 22nd. So I opened up and Googled it, and it said Venetian. I mean, you double check it. It was in the middle of things. Let's see here.
Well, they haven't announced. They're going to announce it tomorrow.
Oh, the 22nd.
Yeah. So that's the.
Oh, I didn't realize it's after midnight.
But I don't think they announced. I'm almost certain they didn't announce where it's going to be. So, you know, it's going to be at a big casino. It was at MGM Grand last year, right? MGM Grand? No, yeah, it was at MGM Grand last year, which was...
Maybe I just still
dude, my tip is wear comfortable shoes because you have to walk a lot.
Why?
Dude, like from your hotel room to
casinos are huge.
They're huge casinos, and you have to walk across the entire thing. And then the convention area was pretty big, and I'm wearing Ultra Boost this year, man.
Man, I hate wearing comfortable shoes.
Sorry, Kayla.
Like carry a bag with you and put uncomfortable.
Seriously, because these hotels are massive, and like the convention area.
40
Last time I went to
so
Vegas,
big.
my feet were like bleeding.
Dude, I walked like 40 miles. Seriously, my feet started to hurt.
Yeah, I don't think they've announced it.
I can't find it now. Yeah, the one I was looking at was old, so.
The first year, I think it was at the Venetian. The second year was at the MGM.
Okay, and that's what I was looking at.
Yeah, it was at the MGM last year, and then I think
it still says have not been announced.
I think that they said that they were looking for a bigger place.
Mandalay Bay would be bigger.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would love to say
they want discounts too. Like MGM Grand's expensive. The rooms are expensive, and even with like a 50% discount, the room was still pretty expensive. I mean,
I mean, most of these are, especially the ones that have the bigger convention areas.
If they worked out an awesome deal, you know, I don't care where because I'm not looking to go out on the Strip. I want a place with a nice swimming pool if I want to go to it, and like, you know, a good like convenience of being there, being able to get back to my room if I need to, that kind of thing. I wouldn't. I mean, for me, it's like I want to stay at the place with the convention because
absolutely. I don't want to travel.
Like if you know people, like you go out, have a few drinks.
You don't have to go to a different, especially in Vegas, because it's not like just going next door. It's like a humongous.
It's so far. It was so far from my room because my room was in the corridor, My room was at the end of a corridor. I had to go down this entire corridor, go down the hallway, and then go across the entire casino. And I was like, gosh, I wish I had some Yeezys right now.
And it's gonna be like 105 degrees.
Oh, dude, it wasn't that hot actually when we were there.
That's shocking.
It definitely wasn't 105 degrees, but it was like 85, and it was perfect pool weather. I mean, I probably spent like 2 hours at the pool because I was like, I just have to relax for a second. You just walk around a lot. And like, okay, for example, like you want to be in everyone who's with eBay is going to be at the hotel, and you want to go out if something happens where everybody's like, a group gets together and like, oh, we're going here, let's continue this somewhere else. You want to be able to be close to where you are. You don't want to be like staying at the Golden Nugget and it be
to
at, like,
save yourself $30.
It just don't be cheap about the room. Like, stay at the convention.
Book the room like as soon as they make the announcement.
Dude, they ran out of rooms last year. I got mine early, and then people were like, you can look on the forums, look up eBay Open 2017, and people are like, I can't get the room, I can't get the room. There's multiple posts about that. So yeah, there's only a certain number of rooms at the discount generally. So you want, and there was a certain time period too. So it was like either 500 rooms or this time date. But
yeah,
I
will
say
definitely be staying at whatever hotel it's at.
But stay less time and stay in the casino where they're having it. I don't know. Like, I mean, I just think that you want to grow your eBay business and you want to.
We should try and get rooms near each other. We should fly in together. Yeah,
definitely. I'm gonna fly in Delta definitely because that's where I have my miles. So I'm gonna fly free Delta. So that's where I'm gonna whatever. Or I might have to take a layover or whatever, but I don't care because it's free.
Well, maybe we'll plan around at the same time.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm probably going to go Alaska because I think I will have points to use.
Yeah. No, I definitely have enough. I've already calculated it to Vegas, so I have the sufficient number of points. The sufficient number of points. Anyway, so what were we talking about? eBay Open. So yeah, I mean, you want to be able to. I mean, I guess I'm just talking from my own perspective. I'm saying, like, you want to be able to make sure that you can take advantage of the opportunities that present themselves because you're there to be able to exploit those opportunities. You want to be able to get an inside on eBay. How's it gonna hurt you unless you're an idiot, unless you're an asshole or something, and like, you just want to say stupid things. Me, even I did well. So. The thing last year is I'm like, even on, I mean, you guys, you both met me. I don't seem that shy, but I'm much better in a group. I just am. I'm not like shy per se because I talk to tons of people, but I like having a group to like incorporate people into. I feel like that's the true nature of like community and communication and stuff. So for me, it was like I kind of linked up with some people from Portland because I was talking to people, but like to have an actual crew of people who's there to like network and create connections, that is just so much more powerful. So like there were groups, but they were like all together. They weren't like, I don't know how to, you know what I'm saying? There were specific
absolutely.
Like, this is our group, and I'm like, let's make like a permeable group. Let's network the shit out of this place like it's never seen before. Right, Nicole? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. I mean, I automatically network because I have a social media presence. So
yeah,
I just have to stand somewhere.
Stop being so arrogant.
I like going. I mean, I would be fine solo because I like going into places that I don't know anyone and like just meeting people.
Yeah.
But it's more fun for me to go with a group that I know already.
I wish I could have gone with both of you guys last year. I really wish I could have. It would have been...
I wish that I went last year, especially because Crystal was saying this morning that she was really bummed that she didn't have anybody that she knew.
Yeah, it's
and
nice
so
to have somebody.
I was like,
It's so nice to have somebody I know it sounds weird, but it really is cool. Like now I know a ton. Like I met so many people at eBay, and like people I met at eBay, I was talking to. I called up concierge one day, and this guy got on the phone, and I was like, "Hey, dude! Like, I met you in the hallway on the second day." And he was like, "Oh yeah, we talked about mushrooms or something." You know, I'm like,
Shocking.
it was funny. I don't know, you know, it was some random topic, but it was really cool because it was like it was like in my mind, okay, this is real. Like this dude actually answers the phone at eBay, and he was there. You know, so it's not just the CEO that's there; it's the actual people who work in all kinds of departments, development, and like.
Tell us about the reseller family event. What was that like, Dave?
Sorry, I'm zoning out here. It was really cool. It was about 150 people, and which I think was just perfect for what it was. And the speakers who did come in was good information. A lot of it, I'd say about 75% of his nuggets that we've kind of learned already throughout different avenues. But it was really just the networking part that was the best. There was plenty of opportunities just to hang out and just talk with other people. We were able to talk. At one point, we spoke with every person who was there speaking, and it was just great. It was very motivating for the whole event. I was going to say that for the socializing part was a little bit tough at points, just because Megan and I are so used to not seeing people, being parents and doing this. So when they were doing the happy hours, we'd walk over to the bar and we're like, it's really loud. We're gonna go sit in these chairs that are far away. but it was good. Like it was really motivating for it just to be around like-minded people, and a lot of them, and everyone's just kind of just excited to know what you do and how you do it and share with their journey as well.
That's one of my favorite things about meeting people in this community, is it makes it so much easier to go back to work, so to speak, because you feel like you've got coworkers,
Oh yeah.
People who get it. And then when you're having a shitty day, they can say, well, oh, hey, did you try this? I heard this tip from somebody and maybe this will help you. Or they can just go, yeah, man, that sucks. I totally have the same issue, even if it's just to commiserate.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. I'm going to list some more drafts since I'm over here drinking some wine now.
Oh, shit.
I'm not going to lie. I'm like a little concerned about going to eBay Open. I think that it's overwhelming sometimes for me.
For you?
Yeah.
Well, you'll have us to hang out with, and
it's overwhelming as far as Kayla saw what happened at the rally. Like, it's very hard for me to manage that amount of people who know who I am.
I mean, you just have to figure out how to make it flow. You created it. You got to be able to guide it, or it's not going to be.
Well, I think I have to take someone with me that kind of manages that for me this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have that.
So I'll take Colleen or Megan, and
Megan is great.
What?
Megan's great.
Megan is an event planner, so she can manage things very well, and she can manage people. She manages Matt Groening, the Simpson guy, you know what I mean? She's at events with him there. So she manages those sort of things really well. The problem that I always fear is there's only one of me, and I never want to make people feel like they can't come and talk to me, or there's so many, one person is dominating my time, so I can't talk to everybody. And
yeah, you definitely need someone who's not like me or Corey, because we're also there to meet people. So it would be great to have people there that are outside of the circle.
Absolutely, no.
To be okay, we have to go now because we haven't eaten lunch and it's 12:30 or whatever, and who can just shut it down without being on the inside.
Right. They can not like her or not. You know what I mean? You kind of put it on someone else.
Exactly. And then it doesn't matter if they don't like her because she's not in the community, so to speak.
Yeah, also it's if you're oh God, I got to get out of here. It's hey, Kayla, can we just get out of here for a minute?
Yeah, absolutely. And we totally did that at the rally.
Yeah.
For like
That's-
an hour and a
that's the
half.
whole other side of it, you know. Let's all get out of here. Like we're in Vegas. Like let's go have a whiskey at 2 p.m.
Let's go be at Vegas.
Exactly.
Wait, when is the new baby coming?
End of September.
Okay, so she'll be very pregnant for open.
Very. We'll get it. I think we'll get her a wheelchair and just roll her around.
You don't need you need just like the little.
That's right.
Yeah.
So let's do that. We'll get her in her cart and have her in front of you and just blaring on a horn, get people out of the way.
I will pay for the
amazing.
electric scooter rental, and she can just like crazy, like bowling ball down people.
It'll be perfect.
Whatever you do, don't tell her you gotta fly cargo planes to get her down there.
Are you gonna try and come, Lucy? Are you thinking about it now after this?
I most likely will, because I go to Vegas a lot. I just went last month, and then my brother's getting married next month, so I'll be down. But we've had, I don't want to say a hard year, but I started out this year with a $9,000 water bill, but I got down to $3,000, and then my taxes were more because I made more money. And so my husband's like, how many trips are we planning this year? So we'll see. I think I have enough points to get tickets and everything like that. I don't know if I'll stay at the hotel because my mom's house isn't far. I don't know. I've never visited and not stayed with my parents or friends or something.
Well, that's the other thing is like if you have that's a $0 cost. So where if you're just staying in another hotel that's just like $25 savings, it's different than like
not
absolutely
that cost at all. That's a whole like I'm coming from this from a perspective of not. I mean, I do know some people in Vegas, but I'm not going to stay with them.
I think it depends on how much I plan on drinking because an Uber each way may equal the hotel cost. I don't know.
Nope.
Well, if the holiday party was any guess for you.
Oh, people at eBay like to drink.
That's my kind of peeps.
Oh, dude, it was great. The party was hilarious. Open bar for 4 hours.
What? Okay, I'm going then.
Open.
Yeah, that's all I want. In my
I was
life.
on the fence, but open bar is going to do it.
I don't know, but the executives were having a lot of fun. I even snuck into their little cove above the stage. Yeah, it was funny, man. People were bowling and oh man, everyone was getting drunk. There was an eclectic crowd.
So when the band was playing, were people like going like what were they?
I have a video on Instagram of it.
Were they like around the stage, like kind of rocking out? I hate using that term.
Dude, it was like a huge concert. It was this. Dude, the
were they listening to the rock and roll music?
They were a huge band.
So people were excited about it.
Yes, there was like 1,000 people there. More than that. There was like let's say 2,000. Maybe it's more like 2,000 people. There was a lot of people.
Weird.
Yeah, there was like it was at this bowling alley, right? And so they opened it. If you got there early enough, you could bowl, and then it was catered, so people were coming around with like really nice food, and the bar was completely open, and they were just like, and then the band came on, and then there was another hour after where you could just chill, and then later, I mean, I'm prone to drinking too much. Like if I'm festive.
No.
I get festive. I like to tip it back. Anyway, I don't know. Then after the party, I went out and hung out with a bunch of dudes from eBay in the center of the MGM, and we just like got wasted. But I mean, I was like not drinking that much on purpose because I was like, I can't get too wasted and make an ass of myself. I can't do something stupid because this is important. But man,
I can have like one drink a day basically because I already have people who work at eBay that are like, I'm gonna introduce you to everybody, and like I'm just like, oh.
You need to be introduced to everybody because it's sweet.
But I like open bar means nothing to me then.
It doesn't. I'm not saying you have to access the open bar. I'm saying it's very expensive.
In Vegas, it is expensive to drink. Actually.
No, I'm saying this was it was a lavish party. I mean, I'm saying like for the whole event, the amount that they charged for it was like people were complaining about the price, and I'm like, it's free. Like,
How much were the
Yeah,
tickets to
the
the?
price is very inexpensive for what you get.
dude, it's so cheap for what you get.
How much were the tickets cost?
It was less than it was like 300. It was less than $300, I think. I mean, find the website. It was like I was like, how can this be this cheap? There's like, are they gonna murder me? Is this a cult? Why is this so cheap?
They don't make enough to cover the event.
No way. That was a multi-million-dollar event, dude. You're like not getting your money's worth with eBay if you don't go to eBay, and it's so awesome. It's like the only thing that they do on a mass scale for tons of sellers too. So it's like if you're really serious about selling on eBay, they'll keep doing it if we go. If we just sell it out and make it awesome, they'll continue to do it. And I think it's such a good addition to the community. That's why I support it. That's why I talk good about it, because I believe that it has everything that is valuable. It's below market value, so you can basically go to Vegas for 5 days for. We'll see what the discount is this year. It cost me like $600 total. All right, like to go to the eBay Open, and I got on the concierge program because of that. So,
Yeah.
dude. And I heard a lot of other people who got on the concierge program too.
I got invited to it because I went to eBay Open, even though because I was invited to go to eBay Open and they gave me tickets.
Yes.
And then I didn't go. I still got all the benefits of actually going.
Yeah, you got first on like guaranteed shipping, which has been a flop. I don't know what they're. There was one guy who produces content that I used to watch, but I don't watch his content anymore because they just generally. It just doesn't align with the way I think. But he was talking about guaranteed shipping and guaranteed shipping and guaranteed shipping. And it's like, I was like, this can't, like, why is this so important? And no one's using it, by the way.
I think it could have been really good.
What's up?
I think it could have been really good if they would have openly rolled it out to everyone at the same time.
Or like it's like this stupid little toggle switch. That toggle switch should go between sold listings and not sold listings. It shouldn't go between.
No, because the app is for buyers, not sellers.
I mean, buyers look at solds too to see what they should buy something and make offers at. They define this. The buyers check the market with solds too, just so you know.
I guess I don't know. I'm not a buyer without being a seller, so it's hard for me to gauge that.
Yeah, well.
So last year when you went, Corey, eBay in general, I believe the last stat I saw, it's like 75% of eBay sales are new items. Were they targeting resellers in particular, like, you know, what everybody here does, or were they targeting more wholesale people?
Only 12% of eBay items are used.
Okay, so it's even higher.
What is that? 80.
There were seminars for everyone.
I would just think that if, you know, only 12% of the sellers are reselling for like used stuff, that they would target the 88%.
Nope, they really don't.
But then again, I bet the 88% is less quantity of sellers.
You want to make that market more robust, right? So you would target your market that you want to acquire, not the market that you already have.
Well, those are going to be larger sellers too, right? So, like,
yeah,
think of it like there's probably only 20% of eBay is actually small sellers.
Yep.
There's, you know, those core 300 huge sellers on eBay that take up most of the marketplace.
20 core sellers. That's interesting.
I said 300.
Oh, 300 core sellers. I'm sorry.
Then that was a guess.
Yeah. That's
So
okay.
that's based on this party that eBay hosts every year for the top sellers, and it's for 300 people.
Oh, I want to go to that party.
Good luck. 300 people, and it's 3 billion in total sales.
Why are you? I don't need.
How many sales do you have to do in a month to get into that party, or in a year? Do you know?
15 million, probably.
Yeah.
I can make it to 15 million. It's gonna take me like 10 years though. Hopefully, they still have the party in 10
It's
years.
at least 10 million, probably.
I think I could come up with a way to do $10 million to $15 million in sales on eBay.
I'm going to do $1 million at least in the next couple of years.
I'm gonna do and I'm still sticking by this in 2020. So by the end of 2019, in 2020, I will do, as long as eBay exists and it's growing as it has, 10% year on year. I will do $1 million in sales in eBay in 2020.
How many employees will that take you?
7.
Okay. Hi.
I'm sorry?
Oh, Joe's home. Say hi to Joe.
Hi, Joe.
You do.
The internet.
The Joe internet.
Nobody likes the internet.
The Inter-Joe.
I'm going to go, you guys. I'll see you later.
Later. Nice.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm dropping out. It's 3:30 here.
Yeah, it's bedtime.
Yep. It's getting up at 7, so
I'm just still listing. That's why I'm still here.
in a few hours. Deuces.
And this is men's. Casual shirts.
All right, you're on your own. Everyone's bowing out. Good night.
See ya.
Right.
Outerwear. No, call this outerwear. Oh, hi, Lucy.
Good night.
Oh, I'm still here. I'm just I'm not leaving.
Oh, I'm looking at this lot.
What lot?
Have you ever heard of Miami lots or 888 lots?
I might have heard of 888 lots, not Miami lots.
Miami lots is like a sister company, or I don't know, whatever they want to call it. One's out of Miami and one's out of something else. Anyhow, they buy crap and then resell it in lots.
Returns from big boxes?
Yeah, returns, a lot of stuff that went through Amazon once maybe, or it went through something for whatever reason, and it wound up in their stuff.
Interesting.
And I've had some good luck with it. I've had a couple of break-evens.
Yeah, I think that model is dangerous for a few reasons. One, I just see big box dying. Big box is Toys R Us is like the first. It's not the last nail. It is the first nail in a coffin that is sealing. And
Yeah.
I see people like buying like $100 resale shoes at Ross for $20, and it's like, how can that last forever? When is Ross going to figure out that their model is completely fucked, or they're just going to go out of business? Like, there's not enough margin in it for them at that price. There can't be. I know what it costs, to transport things, to price things, to ship things, to acquire things, to have the capital tied up in those things. So I don't know. I just see major, major, major problems. And
my husband and I, we were talking about that earlier today. He's betting big lots will be the next to fall over. I said, I don't know about that. I mean, I think they're short-lived, but I don't know which one will be first.
Like those weird ones, like Nordstrom Rack is having lots of trouble. I don't know if you've noticed that. I think Nordstrom Rack is the next one to go. It's just my feeling. Okay.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
They're gonna get acquired by Amazon.
I agree, though. I mean, I think I spent $300 at Ross this morning. It's
crazy. I mean, why would it just doesn't make sense why they're doing business. Yeah, I think Nordstrom Rack is in deep doo-doo. when I see dresses that you guys are selling for like $400 on sale there for a penny, they're definitely doing something wrong because they paid way more than a penny for that shit. I know they're making money on other stuff, but I mean, what's going on? Why aren't people buying from Nordstrom Rack so that they don't have that inventory on the shelf? Does that make sense?
Yeah. No. It totally makes sense, and you have to think of all the overhead and stuff.
Retail arbitrage, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make financial sense. Because they are the retailer, right? Why is there such a huge gap in the price that they will charge versus what you can get for the item?
Okay, I have a theory on this. I do actually have a somewhat theory of why there's a gap. As a mom, okay, as a reseller, I sell that stuff all day long. I spend several $100s at Ross, Marshalls, TJ Maxx every week. And I get what you're saying. But as a mom, I have a hard time finding the stuff I want in the right size, the right color, etc. I buy, most of my shopping is on Amazon, and I know I'm paying a little bit more because I can't physically find it when I'm going out there.
But is that because somebody is buying it and reselling it?
I don't know. But like, take Levi pants. My son jumped sizes in his pants again, which is super irritating. And anyhow, so he's now a 32. I go to the retail store. I don't remember, Target, Walmart, whatever. And they don't have 32 Levi's loose fitting in a color that he will wear. They just don't have it. I mean, they have hundreds of jeans there, but not the one that I need. And after like digging around and trying to find it and getting super irritated with the store and finding it in like obnoxious colors or one size off, or I find it and it's got gum on it or some BS, I just go online and I click, it'll be here Tuesday. You know, it's just that easy.
I know, but you are signaling the demise because you are the buyer. The mom is the buyer in a lot of those making the buying decisions. And you're saying you're not making those buying decisions anymore because the convenience that they used to offer through this big box system just isn't competitive anymore. You get a better value for your time and your money, even though maybe you pay a little bit more, but you value your time more than you value your money in a certain way. And Amazon attacks that mentality, and it's definitely to the detriment of these places. And it doesn't. These places are riding on cheap credit. Okay, when the cheap credit dries up and the creditors want their money and the people want their money for their inventory, that's what happened with Toys R Us. They will fall instantly.
I agree. How they run their business is shaky at best.
Extremely inefficient.
It's just I can go to Ross and find pairs of pants all day long for $14, $15 that are selling on whatever, eBay, Amazon for $45. And there's a model there that you can buy and sell. But I can't go find the ones that I want for $15. I can find everything else. It's the same with shoes. My kids, they order all their shoes online because we go to the store and they don't have the right size and the right color in stock when we go there. My husband just ordered bathing suits. He's like, I'm not going to go down and spend half an hour and tear my hair out trying to find the bathing suit that I want in the color and style and everything. And then the customer service is just, it's crappy at best.
Oh, yeah.
I get super irritated with
the customer service is terrible, but you'll take bad customer service if you don't have to go deal with them in the store. Because like Amazon has the most terrible customer service I've ever seen. They're just like, oh, we don't do customer service, just send it back. But I mean, most people think that's good customer service, but I don't really think it is. But
I've never had any negatives personally with it. I've had way more with eBay than I have ever with Amazon, but that's my experience. And I don't have a whole lot to go off of. I don't have a whole lot of problems. Usually what I'm ordering is very exact to the T.
So,
I know.
Like, do you sell toothpaste on Amazon? Name a consumable product that you sell on Amazon.
Name a product?
A consumable product that you sell.
Like
potato chips or whatever.
Party supplies. I don't know, would that count?
Give me one.
Mickey Mouse first birthday party supplies.
Mickey Mouse first birthday. Okay. All right. So that's Disney, right?
Mm-hmm.
Amazon says, "Oh, I'm sorry. We signed a deal with Disney. We're the only people who sell Disney. We restrict that product, right? So now you can't sell anything that's Disney anymore, right?
Right. It happened to me with some groceries,
Disney. You can't even list or sell anymore. This is the kind of thing that Amazon does, and they just did that with all the Whole Foods brands, which is really crazy. And people who had food in their warehouses, they were like, "You're not approved to sell this." That is what I feel like is the future. Amazon's going to be like, "Hey, Scotch tape, do you want people not to sell it for any variable price? Okay, awesome. We'll always sell it for this price, but we want to be the ones who sell it. No one else can sell it here. We're the only ones. You can't sell it to anybody else. You can only sell it to us at Amazon. Otherwise, we're not going to sell it." Kind of like what Walmart did. But Amazon is almost as powerful as Walmart, you know?
Yeah. They could. I mean, Amazon sales are made up by what? Like about a third is third-party resellers, I want to say. I can't remember the stats.
It's huge.
It's
Amazon
a big number.
is like their sales site, and they sell their private products, which is Amazon Basics, but they don't distribute for tons of brands yet directly. So just look up like Sony Handycam and try to find one that's being sold by Amazon. It's going to be sold by Amazon warehouse deals, and it's generally going to be some kind of like something. It came from somewhere other than Sony. It didn't come directly. It wasn't a product that they bought from Sony. They bought it, on the secondhand market somehow.
Maybe. I don't know what direction they're going because
that's the direction they're going. They're going the direction of owning all of their distribution. That's definitely where they're going.
Well, okay.
Basics just proves that.
I think they're going to go deep into food and delivery of food, which
absolutely. Amazon loves consumables, and food is the ultimate consumable, right?
The big thing that's popped up is all these meal kits and stuff that people are tired of going out to restaurants and grocery shopping and stuff. I don't know. The meal kits are doing really well on the market. You've seen what, 3 or 4?
They're some of the worst performing tech companies. Go look. Like Blue Apron's about to shut down.
Really? I did not know that.
Very expensive to operate, and the customer acquisition cost is very high. Competition is very high. And
I know the Uber Deliver though is, I don't know. I know a lot of moms that are doing.
So if you don't know this, like I own part of a company, own part of the local distribution, I guess, of a company called Delivery Dudes, and so I deeply understand how like Uber delivery works, Amazon delivery works, all of those, because I've seen their business models, because people who I already do business with have showed me how they do business, like Grubhub, all those other ones.
Mm-hmm.
Uber is by far the most expensive to the restaurant, but the best to the consumer, because they have instant distribution. There's so many Uber drivers, they can pick up an order exactly when it's ready and deliver it up in the optimum amount of time, which is the least amount of time. So, yeah.
The other thing that I was going to say though is I think they're getting ready to dive headfirst into medical supplies, and that's where they want to go. You have a generation of baby boomers that are getting old and needing medical supplies. You have the whole healthcare crisis going on. They just started, like my friend's a nurse, and he got cold called by Amazon saying, "Do you want to come be on our nursing team?"
Amazon is going to start their own single payer system. They're trying to start their own healthcare system.
And I think they're going to get into the pharmaceuticals and medical supplies. They could have medical supplies to your home, to your office, to your retirement center, wherever it needs to be, the distribution of that. And I think they're going to be a major player in that realm. So between food and healthcare, I don't see them going into so much more of toys and clothes. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But I see them doing healthcare and food.
It doesn't, anything that they can absorb, they will. It's not about like whether it's healthcare or food or whatever. It's about like owning the distribution. And if they can do that using not their own distribution, so they say, hey, bread company that other people are selling, like here, sell it on Amazon. We're gonna like get rid of your this or get rid of we're gonna make a deal that's good for both of us, and you don't have to worry about people reselling your bread. But we want, you're making a deal with the devil here. We want to be we want to be the distributor of it, and people can come get it at these stores, Safeway or Whole Foods or whatever, and we have agreements with them. They want to dominate the supply chain. And if you don't see that or believe that, I'm sorry, because
so do you think they'll go as far as getting their own planes?
They already have their own planes.
Okay, more planes and cutting out like UPS.
Absolutely. They're delivering here to my house in Amazon trucks. They've been doing it for months.
I see some of the Amazon trucks, but they can't. They don't have the fleet yet to do it 100% themselves.
They don't need a fleet initially. They have contractors until the contractors make enough money to buy a fleet. I mean, Amazon isn't great for rural areas, and maybe they won't dominate rural areas, but they're not looking to dominate rural areas. They're looking to dominate high populations, places with high population. They want to dominate supply chains in the markets they feel are valuable. And in the end, they want to understand how to get into those other marketplaces. But, it's the reason they put you're going to see, so their market integration is like, so we're going to buy Whole Foods, which is in 500 major cities or whatever, every major city in the United States. And now we have access to brand distribution of any brand that we want. We own the distribution, and we can use these stores for whatever we want. If we don't feel like they're like Whole Foods, like if we want to put the oranges in the ceiling so they pop out when you hit a button, that's how Amazon is. They're like, they have this idea that they're the most customer-centric platform on the planet. That is Jeff Bezos' mantra. And to become more customer-centric, they can't have somebody between them and their customer, right? So the whole argument that Amazon's like, you need to pay the tax, seller, because you sold the item. Well, I think in court that wouldn't hold up, because I've never received a payment from a customer. I've only received payments from Amazon, and I receive a 1099 from Amazon. So how can they say that the transaction has anything to do with me other than they actually bought the item from me and then sold it to the customer, basically?
That's going to be hopefully cleared up this millennial. They've been fighting on that since before I joined.
Just no way, because on eBay, that's why they use like PayPal, that's why they use PayPal initially, because you take the payment. Like, you have your PayPal account, it's your own little payment processor. The payment ends up with you. Amazon holds payments for 2 weeks. How can you say that you're being paid by a customer when Amazon is holding your payment for 2 effing weeks?
I agree, but they're still fighting about it. So,
they're gonna fight about it.
There's gonna have to be. I think it's gonna have to go maybe Supreme Court or some. There's gonna be something that has to be decided.
Definitely. So here's the deal. So let's say Amazon estimates that the court fight would be $900,000, but they would save $1 billion if they win, and their chance of victory is 95%. They're going to fight that, because it down to the penny. Like they operate in that fashion. They are that type of corporation. So they will fight any battle they think they can win if it gives them value. And they have a lot of money and access to really cheap capital. But listen, interest rates are the lowest they have been ever, and they have been that way for a very long time. And Amazon is definitely riding that. If interest rates go up, Amazon is absolutely fucked. Because if they need to borrow new money, it's going to be at much higher interest rates. Amazon doesn't make money, right? Amazon is not a profitable company.
Have you been getting emails about China?
Oh, I've been getting, I don't know what that means.
From Amazon saying, come join the China platform.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I get all kinds of emails.
I've gotten 3 recently, and I don't know how true they are. I don't really have the time to dive into it, but somebody else said they were getting it today too.
Why would I? Why? I mean, most people just sell stuff that's made in China anyway. It's like, oh, what, you're going to dominate a market where you're already selling people back stuff that they already made? That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Again, I have no desire to sell my stuff over at China, so.
Or Amazon like forced me to do some international sales. They changed seller accounts, and like I've never agreed to sell things overseas ever, and specifically did not want to. And then they made some setting that you had to sell overseas, but they made the setting default. So imagine this. There's a toggle switch, and they added the toggle switch that says, do you want to sell overseas even though you're not on a specific marketplace? Yes or no. And they put that into your account and set it to yes.
I've had system hiccups, not quite that bad, but
that's not a hiccup. They did that on purpose. They do stuff like that on purpose all the time. It was not by accident. So they know exactly what they're doing. They want the seller to pay for everything possible.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree there. I've got to go to, they opened up one of those new stores where you just walk in and it automatically knows what you're buying and stuff.
Amazon Go.
Yeah.
Amazon Go is going to destroy. It's going to be insane. They are going to kick everybody's ass because they're going to use that technology with Whole Foods. It's going to be Whole Foods by Amazon Go. And Amazon powered by Amazon Go, right? Which is this amazing technology. And people are just going to walk in, put their shit, and you can't come in if you don't have an Amazon. So there's a lot of things that people are pissed off about because it's like you can't use food stamps. And like there's certain rules about being able to use food stamps at certain types of food stores and that kind of thing. And if you don't have a Prime membership, don't have the coupon, you can't get in. That's what they say. Like, so if you're not an Amazon Prime member, all of a sudden you can't use Amazon Go, and all Whole Foods are Amazon Go's. So it's like, hey, do you want to try out Whole Foods? You can get your first year of Amazon for free. We'll sign you up right here. First year's free. Then when people come in and they're like, I can't get into Amazon Go, they're like, yeah, also you got a free year of Amazon Prime. Dude, they can dole it out. They have monstrous market power, and they will use it. They will use it. So, and when they haven't gotten serious about taking out competitors yet, they really haven't. They haven't done that as they could.
I don't know if they really need to. I mean, the market is taking out competitors with competitors just doing stupid stuff. I mean, Toys R Us, really, they were doing horrible.
Amazon, right? They're doing stupid things to compete against Amazon.
Or they're just, yeah. I mean, I read fudge, I can't remember what the book was, but it went over the demise of Circuit City and how
Radio Shack, come on.
What is it?
Radio Shack is in the same genre.
Yeah. Well, yeah. In the book, what it went over is Circuit City decided to go in and cut all of its long-term employees and replace it with new employees that didn't know anything. And so the only thing they were really good at was their customer service. And then they didn't have that, and it pretty much killed them. So all of these companies are just doing really crummy things that aren't going to make them last. And partly because Amazon is there, but I don't see Amazon directly going after them yet.
Oh, they will grab at the jugular when they can. I mean, they didn't. I mean, they bought Whole Foods for a reason. They weren't just like, we love fresh ingredients.
Okay, so take that example, Whole Foods.
$1 billion market play.
So take Whole Foods. They have this idea to make grocery stores that you go in and you don't have to deal with people. And it's an interesting market plan and quite appealing sometimes, because shopping at my Safeway is a nightmare. There's 3 billion people there. Everybody's rushing and fighting. I get a new clerk every single time I check out that doesn't know how to operate the machine. So there is, they're filling a gap in life that people want filled. But on the same hand, sometimes I want to go in and I want to ask somebody. I want to have that personal interaction. I want to say, hey, what kind of meat do you have today? What's good? What's bad? How would you prepare this? Or what aisle is this on? So,
I mean, instead of that, they're going to be like, we guarantee the freshest shit. If you didn't like it, here's your money back.
Well, and what I'm saying is, as a competitor of Amazon, these stores need to hone in on customer service or whatever Amazon is not offering. So I get it. If I don't like the stuff at Amazon, just
going to save them.
I
still don't think that's going to save them. My outlook is, I just think they're just going to get more and more powerful. The Supreme Court saying that, or whatever it was, Justice Department, whoever the hell said that they could buy Whole Foods, basically said, hey, you guys can do whatever the fuck you want. Dude, that is a monopoly. They should not be able to buy the entire corporation of Whole Foods like that and turn it into their little game. So, I mean, that's
so that may come back and be a problem, but right now buying Whole Foods is not a monopoly. I don't even have a Whole Foods around me. So we had an interesting drama happen over the course of some years here. We have up in my street, we have a Safeway on one side, we have an Albertsons on the other side. And then when Safeway bought Albertsons, they decided up here that you can't have the monopoly. You have to sell the Albertsons. So they sold like 13 Albertsons to Hagen's. Well, Hagen's comes in. They spent buku bucks revamping the grocery store and making it all nice and whatnot and jacking up the prices. And as a mom, if I'm going in to get a box of cereal and it's $3 at Safeway and Hagen's is charging me $6, where do you think I'm going to go? That's great that you have specialty cheeses, but I just need a box of cereal. So Hagen eventually was going bankrupt and stuff, and they decided, because Hagen was failing, that Albertsons could go back in. So then they changed it around. They put Albertsons back in. By this time, all the employees that were there had been laid off, found new jobs, etc. So now they don't have any customer service. They spent buku bucks revamping the whole store again to make it the new Albertsons, hiring all brand new staff. The launch, they had like 5 employees for every freaking customer in there for about a week. And then they left, 3 employees there that were all teenagers. They talked and chomped gum while they were trying to check you out. It was obnoxious. Nobody knew where anything was. And so everybody went back to Safeway and they went under and closed their doors about a year ago now. And so now we have an empty building. So grocery stores, in my little neck of the woods, have some histories of competition. We used to have a QFC that was before the Albertsons debacle, and they moved out too. So they need to step up their game.
Who?
Grocery stores.
Oh, dude, they're done.
Safeway.
They already had their chance. They're done. I'm sorry. It's over. It's nice knowing you, but you're done.
We tried the
like brand builders, like New Seasons. They'll survive until Amazon buys them. Amazon loves to buy the companies like New Seasons. I don't know if you know what New Seasons is.
I love New Seasons.
Oh yeah, you said New Seasons. I'm sorry, I forgot you're in the Liege.
Closest here, we have a PCC, but I'm not near it. We have a closest one near my house is a Trader Joe's. And, you know, Trader Joe's does fairly well, I think. Up in
Oh
our
yeah,
area.
Trader Joe's does awesome, and do you know why they do awesome? Is because they don't compete with anybody. They go out, they research their products, they find fine products at a great value, and they provide that to their customers. So, and they are not going to sell to Amazon ever. They have way too much pride. The management has way too much pride. It would literally need to be 4 times their actual value. So I just don't. They're one of the few that I'm like bullish on. Their brand is so strong. I'm talking about brands like Safeway, which has no brand they make cookies they brand those. You know, Safeway is a pretty shitty company. I'm sorry if you work.
Oh, they are. They're horrible with how they treat their employees, and
they're just horrible. Their store is full of junk food, so they peddle junk food to people, and they hire. Oh my god, their hiring practices are terrible.
I agree, but it's like 7-Elevens. They have a little spot everywhere, and you go there because you need to go get food, and they're there, and it's cheap.
Yeah, you're right. That's it.
It's not because they sell amazingly great things. It's because if you freaking need a head of lettuce, you can go into Safeway and get a head of lettuce.
So Amazon's going to be willing to sell you those products much lower, like at the price that they cost, and have them delivered to you for the cost that they're going to deliver them to you for the cost that you would just get them for at Safeway, because they don't need the margin because they have other business services, and also they're, you know.
So with everything going that way, and I mean, home deliveries are already picking up. I've seen and heard a lot of stories of in Vegas, they call them porch pirates. People stealing the stuff off the front porch.
Mm-hmm. Nobody cares about that. Amazon doesn't care about that. So what Amazon's going to do is...
No, I'm thinking that security systems increasing.
This is what Amazon's going to do. Amazon's going to start using self-driving trucks, and self-driving trucks, and even so, they'll start this without self-driving trucks, but they'll have a driver, computer or human, and it will drive up, right? And it will use artificial intelligence to understand your patterns. And let's say you're like, oh, I want my package to come at 9 o'clock. When they do have autonomous drivers, you'll be like, yeah, I want my package to come at 11 o'clock when I get off the night shift. So it knows that because it has to wait for you to get there, you're there 5 minutes late all the time. It's going to be there 5 minutes late. It's going to be ready. You're going to walk out, scan a QR code on, and if you don't want to pick up packages at night, it'll be during the day, in the morning, whatever. This van's going to roll up. You're going to scan a QR code. A door's going to open. Your package is going to pop out, and that type of fraud is going to end.
Okay. I have a huge problem with that idea in general. That data mining when people are home and when they are not home would be huge to people who are...
They already know. Dude, the data mining is happening all around you. Anyway, so people love it. Like people like the Amazon key thing where it was like, hey, you can have Amazon people open your door and leave the package inside. And people actually did it.
What?
Oh yeah, you haven't heard of this Amazon lock thing?
No.
Yeah, look it up.
I've seen the lock thing on the outside, like the little box that you buy, and then you can have your post have access to it. I didn't.
No, like the Amazon guy gets a one-time code, and they scan the code. And they can open your front door.
I already don't like all of the phishing that goes on. Yeah, I was talking to somebody, and it was one of those stores and you require a phone number and email or whatnot. And so I gave mine out, and they're like, oh, I don't like giving out information. I'm like, I have a phone number that's just for this occasion. I have an email just for stores. I have a fake name that goes with that email just for stores because I don't want to give out my real stuff.
Yeah, I mean, people love convenience, so they're going to give that up very, very quickly, just like we've given up. Like, we all carry around a camera that looks at us all the time in our pocket. We have a computer. We call it a phone, but it's a computer. So I think that people want convenience so much that they're willing to give up quite a bit to get that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Now you're capitalizing all the first word, you're capitalizing the first letter in all the words.
correct. That's how a correct title should be.
And just for ease of seeing it?
No, that's the correct way to create a title. Like that is the grammatical way to produce a title.
Okay.
It should the first letter of each word should be capitalized, and you should never use all caps. Sometimes I get lazy and leave them there, but I would never type in all caps. It's gory to me. It's offensive. But you're not the search algorithm does not like special characters. It doesn't like. I've seen people be like, "Oh, you can put like smiley faces or footballs in your listings." eBay hates that. It does not want. It wants accurate keywords so that it can understand how to guide your listings to people. It doesn't want random, ridiculous characters. It doesn't want tildes and slashes and @ signs and all that stuff. You really want to exclude that stuff if you can. It doesn't want filler.
Is that your normal photography area?
What do you mean?
The backdrop with all the hoodies and stuff with the white sheet on top of some boxes.
I'm using that now, but we usually use like a roll-out piece of paper, but mine got damaged when we were moving. I just haven't bought another one. You know, if stuff I have some stuff that's kind of waiting for the new backdrop. I actually ordered it like last week. So in our listing room, we have like 2 light cubes in that setup, and that'll change. It's got like a professional light setup, but I sell mostly to dudes, and it's like, as long as it has a white background, as long as it has like a monotone background like that, and Google Images can use its algorithm to like pop, like basically pull that out of the image, you're good. It's like if there are multiple items in a frame, or props, or excessive texturing. Like the texturing you see on mine, which is like goes from like gray to white, isn't a big deal. But like, let's say you have like a wall and some bricks, it's not advanced enough to know whether you're selling the bricks, the wall, or the shirt. It doesn't want to list it on Google. So eBay stuff is indexed on Google. Like a lot of my stuff like pops up in Google shopping searches. It's pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, I'm really serious about the $1 million. It's really, really possible you can do $1 million in a year on eBay, relatively easy, without selling new products. Like, I don't sell any new products that I buy from at retail. So if something is like I sell like I was saying on Amazon, I sell like non-prescription medical. Like, let's say I walk into a house and it was somebody who was retired and they have a bunch of this or that, or they have a stock of medical supplies. They're obviously not going to use them anymore because maybe they passed away. So that's the kind of stuff that I send to Amazon because people actually need it, and I can sell it at a price that benefits everyone. Instead of it being $50, I can sell it for like $35 or something like that. And that kind of stuff for me is pretty good, especially if there's multi-quantity stuff. But I wouldn't just buy that stuff from a distributor right now. I'm not saying I would never do that. I just don't. I'm just like a Portland hippie. I just like the idea of like taking the stuff that's already there. So everything that I'm doing now is stuff that's already there. There was no new production from it. It was in somebody's storage locker or basement or house or whatever. And on that note, hold on. Have I been screen sharing this the entire time? That's so dumb. Ugh. Anyway, Lucy, it was good to see you. I am going to bed. Can you hear me? Weird.